Hello everyone. If all of you can see me and hear me, please write yes in the chat box. So many of you have joined today the session. If all of you can see me and hear me, please write yes in the chat box. Yes, yes, yes. Great. So how excited are you all today for the session? On a scale of 1 to 10, where is your energy level right now? 1,000, 10,000, super excited, 10 on 10. But can I ask all of you, or rather a request to all of you, if you are attending a deep, legendary session today, don't you feel that you should also look like a legend? And how do we show up in the 1,000% energy? Tell me in the chat box. How do you show up in 1,000 or 100% energy? Yes, by
Like this.
turning on your cameras. Absolutely. So, everyone, I would request all of you to please turn on your cameras before we move on to the legendary session, or before I, give the lead to Miss Sonia. Can I ask all of you, how many of you here are already into entrepreneurship or coaching? Like you have already started your business. Please write me in the chat box if you have already started your business. Me. Great. How many of you here have not yet started your business but you would like to start it? Just write AC in the chat box if you are an aspiring coach or if you are an aspiring entrepreneur. Awesome. Great. So, without any further ado, I am super excited, super glad, super grateful to both of them, Sonia ma'am, Max sir, and all of you for joining the session. And without, delaying anymore, I would like Sonia ma'am to please welcome Max sir.
Thank you, Gargi. Thank you for creating such a wonderful and such a beautiful place for all of us to grow together. And guys, I have joined Gargi from last 2 months. And during our conversations, like I joined Team Gargi, and during our conversations, one thing which Gargi keep on telling is, Sonia ma'am, how can I help my community to grow further? जिस स्केल पे दे हैव ज्वाइंड मी आई वांट देम टू बी मोर प्रोडक्टिव और उनको रियल रिजल्ट्स मिलने चाहिए मैं क्या करूं and with my little bit of knowledge I was sharing but back in my mind something was going on like how can we we want somebody we want to hear from somebody who just not only teach success who have walked the path which we all are walking right now ये मेरे दिमाग के अंदर ना देयर वाज अ थिंग गोइंग ऑन हु इज दैट पर्सन एंड सडनली आउट ऑफ द ब्लू वन नेम हिट माय माइंड एंड दैट वाज Max Srinivasan sir. We have heard about him through Siddharth Rajshekar and I met briefly in FBR and I got a chance to have a real conversation with Max sir and I was blown away with the kind of wisdom he have. Just not wisdom, he was really humble, kind, real. What I can say, like authentic people you meet sometimes, when we meet legends, ab lagta hai ki, yeah, they are beyond our levels. But he was like we call a neighbor known to us. Yeah. And during that conversations, believe me, I was having goosebumps when you know that you are in the presence of a person who is truly legendary, who is a legend. आपके अंदर कुछ फीलिंग्स स्टार्ट हो जाती हैं यू फील लाइक शेकिंग एंड समथिंग इज गोइंग ऑन इन योर माइंड बट देन I took a leap of faith and I approached Max sir. I invited him in this community here today with all of us. And I truly believe that his guidance has something powerful which can shift, something inside all of us. So with deep gratitude and excitement, let's welcome back Srinivasan sir. Sir, over to you. Not audible, sir.
Yeah. Okay, now it's on. I was trying to unmute myself and it was not allowing. So thanks, Gargi. and Sonia for inviting me here. And super excited to be in this community. Really, it's I'm more excited to be here than many of you are excited to meet me. For me, what inspires me is this entrepreneurial community. Everyone here logging in, excited. I know many of you are at home, some of you are at work, but all of us have got a dream. We are trying to accomplish something. It's 6 p.m. in India, and I'm speaking to you from Singapore. It's about 8:40 here in the evening. But when I see an entrepreneur like Gargi, who started her business at 14, now at 18, and mentoring others and coaching industry, and when I see Sonia, when I met her first in the FBR last year, she taught me how to record on Instagram, right? And she's my teacher as well. So the thing is, we all learn from each other. And my gratitude goes out to Gargi, to Sonia, and to all of you for being here today, personally taking time. And I can tell you one thing that I promise you that when you leave this meeting, you will leave with a few nuggets that you can take back and apply in your life and a thought process. That is my commitment to you, that your next around an hour and a half, 2 years, 2 hours will not go wasted. And I look forward to a more ongoing connection and relationships with the community here. So thank you, Gargi and Sonia. I'm going to have you guys drive this. But before I do that, I do want to acknowledge that in this particular meeting, we have a few folks from around the world. Okay, I have invited to this meeting, and they have graciously joined. I have Shweta, who's joined us from New Delhi. She was also part of the FBR, and she's into the personal brand, dress and helping people in their image. I have Mendi, who's also from Bangalore, who's a student and who's joined us. My friend Ezgi from Turkey, she's here. I have Joanne from Singapore, and my in-laws, Geeta and Rajan. So they both are here to make sure that their son-in-law really works. And so I'm here. So thanks to all of you for joining. Thanks, Shweta and others. Yeah, thank you.
And I would like to acknowledge, I would like to thank Shweta ma'am, Mehendi sir, Segi and Joan, who are here in today's meetup with us. And
Yeah.
thank you for taking out time and joining this meeting. We would really appreciate your presence. And Max sir always, tell us, always teach us like how team building and how he is very much concerned about his team members and his core members. So today we can witness that alive. Yes.
Thank you.
So
All right.
starting with Max sir. Max
Yeah.
sir, we all know here that you are the former global head of BNI and you are the mentor who have created leaders globally. And the best part is we have heard so much from our mentor Siddharth sir with so much of love and something inside him changes when he talk about you and he literally calls you his godfather and in every offline event. And today, by the grace of God, we got this live opportunity to have a heart-to-heart conversation with one and only the legend Max Srinivasan sir. Sir, so I would like to begin with one thing. Like, can we go back to the beginning, like how you started, and what are those initial steps you took which led you towards where you are today?
No, thank you, Sonia. I think everyone in this room, if you are a coach, I can guarantee you that you have been through a challenge and you have overcome that challenge. And now that you want to share with others on how they can overcome their challenge that was similar to yours. Okay, I can guarantee you that people, if you're a coach, you would have gone through that transformational phase in your life. Okay, for me, that transformational phase in my life was many years ago when I was a student. I grew up in a fairly affluent family. My dad was a like Siddharth would have talked about his grandpa, right? Who taught Sidhu about schooling on and non-schooling. So my dad had built a good business, great business, but we lost everything before I went to study in the US. So when I went to US, I had to hustle. You have to have a dream. I wanted to get away from the environment that I had. I was in India. I was in an environment that was, at that point in time, a lot of alcohol around. So I had to make sure that I go and build something of my own. So nobody can do something of greatness unless they are put under a pressure. So under that pressure, I had to figure out how to get to the US. Today, research is easy. You can go up on Google, you can look up, okay, who are the best universities. In those days, when each dollar was 17 rupees, guys, I know I'm dating myself back many years, but it was only 17 rupees. But then I had to go to the US Embassy in Chennai just to look at, university manuals to figure out where to apply. We didn't have money to apply because each university application was $30 or $50. So we had to like really be stingy on which universities we apply. But I had to hustle. Like many of us here, I know are startup. And in startup stage, your dream should be really big. We have to go through that. And you have to know that you will be able to overcome that particular challenge. So what I did when I was an engineering student, I figured out how to make printed circuit boards. I'm not sure if there are any electronics engineers here, but it's called the circuit boards in which you plug all the electronic components is called PCB design. I learned how to design that because as a kid, I was an electronics hobbyist. So I knew that before going into engineering. So most of the money I earned that took me to go abroad was other engineering students from my college and other colleges who will come and stand outside the gate of the place where I used to stay as a paying guest and ask if has Maxa come back home because they wanted me to design the printed circuit boards. So there was a hustle. Okay, there was a hustle in order to make that little bit of money because the dream was big enough. In those days, no TV. So I was listening to Voice of America every morning. So if you have a dream, and many of you are brand new here, you need to be constantly visualizing, listening, plugging in to that. So, Sonia, for me, the early years of struggle, right, uh, was the transition point where I went from India to the US. I had only half a semester's fee, but there was one person in my life, and she's here in the room today. Just like Sid talks to me as a godfather, she's my godmother. Her name is Geeta Rajan, and she's now my mother-in-law as well. But she's the one
Wow.
that kept, yeah, she's the one that kept, though I was completely in an alcoholic environment, she said, Mac, you can go abroad. Don't worry about the money. I will help pool. So we had to submit like a letter to the university saying that I have enough money to fund 2 years of education. She helped pool that money from different relatives into one bank account for one single day. And we got a letter from the manager, and the next day all the money is gone, right? So we did things that were, no, she kept me going, saying, okay, I will be able, you can do it, you can do it. So that when I went to US, I had a half a semester's fee, Sonia, just half a semester's fee, a big dream. I don't have any backup systems at the back in India. There's no way of me failing in the US and coming back. There's nothing. There's nobody here to support me. So that was one. My first lesson is that we all have to have faith. When you have faith and take action, okay, you have to take action, and the universe will start manifesting things for you. In that first half a semester that I was there, I met a professor, Dr. Larry Heath, who said, Mac, again, it's just one person meeting another person. He said, okay, you can be a lab assistant. I was a robotics engineer. I am a robotics engineer. I was working in the robotics lab. He said, you can be an assistant for the lab. And that brought me some a discount on my student fees. It took me 6 months even to buy the comforters that like that thick blanket that goes on you. It was cold. I used to work in Pizza Huts and walk back at 1 a.m. in the night. Today, when I land in Bangalore airport, my chauffeur comes with a Mercedes and picks me up. I bet there are hundreds of people looking. So look at that guy. He's so wealthy or he's so lucky. And I say, you damn well I'm lucky. Okay, luck doesn't come easily. So here's my second lesson for you. Luck is a four-letter word. L stands for location, being in the right location at the right time. And if you are logged into this call today, it is the universe has designed that. You are in the right location at the right time. You stands for understanding your product. Are you a life coach? Whatever coach you are, understand, become a master in your product. How did Sid become a master in his hours and hours and hours and hours of mastery, fine tuning? You all would have heard this from other mentors. It takes 10,000 hours of studying a particular topic for you to become a super master at it. One of my mentors say, you work at most people work at like he told me, work at one thing 1,000 times rather than 1,000 things once. So let me repeat that. You work on one thing 1,000 times rather than 1,000 things once. So that's how you become a master. So we talked about luck. We talked about L being location, U being understanding your business, so becoming a master. C is the connection. You cannot grow your business if you don't bring in the connections. Okay, connections may first start with your friends and family. Okay, the people will be willing to invest in your business or the craziness of you. Okay, and then or you join later on. We may talk about networking, but join some kind of networking platform. You need to get your name out. So that's where the connections come. And then LUC and finally K. What is K? K is having the knowledge of what you need to do when you get that business. Right? Now, let's say tomorrow I sign up for Gargi's class or Soniya's class. They have a process already defined. What happens in the first time I sign up? So you need to have that process defined. The moment you get your first order, your first referral, what are you supposed to call them back? What are you supposed to do in the next 24 hours? Okay, so that struggle, Sonia, that we talked about, many struggles when I went to the US, working in Pizza Hut in the evening, just to make enough money. I worked 4 jobs. You're not supposed to work 4 jobs, but hey, you have to survive. I worked 4 jobs. I was working many more hours than I'm allowed to, but I still got a 4.0 GPA on all my subjects. That it was crazy. Like when I was doing my engineering, I used to flunk a lot of subjects, but I went over there, though I was put under so much of pressure, financial pressure, but I aced all my subjects. So here's another lesson in the early days. When I went to Pizza, my very first job is a minimum wage job in Pizza Hut. It's a clock in, clock out type of job. You have to go uh, push your time card to the minute, and when you leave, you push your time card again, and they pay you only for the number of minutes you worked in their place. It was a job. So I go in, I get this job, and why did I take a food service job? Because I know at least I'll get one free lunch, like 2 breadsticks in the afternoon. With no money to buy, go out to hotels. So there, when I went to the job, my boss, Charles White, he says, Mac, you go and top the tables in pizzas, top the pizzas. I went and stood in the line where there's a topping. I'm not sure if many of you have experienced fast food service, but there'll be a table where all the like vegetables and everything else will be there. Where you top the pizzas and cheese and everything. I started getting orders for pepperoni pizza, beef pizza. Guys, I'm a vegetarian. I have no clue what this looks like. Seriously, no clue. Had absolutely no clue. But then again, going on faith. When you go on faith, it's a magical how the universe will start putting people in around you. There was this girl standing to the left of me, 16-year-old college student who's also working a part-time job. And she saw me struggling and she said, look, let me teach you. That's the photograph of what we're trying to accomplish. And then she said, that is beef, that is pepperoni. This is how you top it. So there I learned many things. I learned that we need to be humble. We cannot say that we know everything. Anybody who says that they know everything, they are done. Our life is a lifelong learning process. The only time you stop learning is when you're 6 feet under the ground or you're completely out of this world, right? We have to constantly learn, constantly learn. And I'm super excited because I have other role models like my father-in-law, Mr. Rajan, who's here. He is the one who taught me many things. Even till today, he's the master in all the WhatsApp. I mean, he's like 84 or 85, I think. But he's still constantly learning new things, excited about new gadgets, new cars. So the only way for us not to get old is to be always learning. So, and forget the ego. The person who taught me, that girl, I'm even now I thank her, because if not for her, I would have not got paid the very first hour. And if I didn't get paid for that first hour in the US, my what shall I say, my self-image would have gone down so much that I wouldn't have even applied for another job. You see? So every small piece will fall into place if you have the faith and allow the universe to work with you to make that magic happen. Okay. There's a movie, Indiana Jones. I forget which movie it is, but he has to step off a ledge to reach it's a cliff. Okay. There are two cliffs, and he has to step off a ledge because on the other ledge is where the cup or something that's got the elixir that's going to save his dad. Okay. So the book or the map says that he has to step off that ledge. And his dad, who's dying, keeps shouting at him, saying, believe, faith. And he actually steps off that ledge. It's an amazing scene that still is in my mind. When he steps off that ledge, there's a magical, invisible bridge that is there below him. It's a glass bridge that he never knew, because when he looks down the valley, it's like so many hundreds of feet below. And he's able to walk that invisible bridge that is existing already between these two mountain peaks, and he was able to collect that elixir and bring it back and save his dad. So that's what faith is. That's what happens when you're new in your business. There are many things you do not see yet. I know the community here is all in the startup mode or new coaches, but that's where I want you to let you know that yes, we all have a starting point somewhere. And this is another thing I learned. There's another lesson for you. I know, Sonia, you asked me one question, but I'm giving you many lessons in this. There are
Go on,
4
guys.
stages in any business or any type of any project you're doing. Even this particular webinar we are doing, there are 4 stages. One is the formation stage, thinking about what we want to accomplish. Forming. It's called forming. The second stage is storming. Things will get chaotic. The storm will appear, people's egos will come, fights will happen. Oh, I'm going to get out, or something will break down, something will happen. Storming stage. The third stage is the norming stage. Things will become normal. Things will normalize. And the fourth stage is performing. Okay. So understand this. You have the forming, storming, norming, and performing. Most people will try to avoid the storming stage. They'll keep saying, praying, please don't, I don't want to see it. But for me, I pray that it should happen, because I want it to happen fast. I want it to happen in the beginning stage. It is going to happen, guys. If you notice entrepreneurs, and I've studied many entrepreneurs, I coach many entrepreneurs, they either, if you take even Siddharth, there would have been a stage when he thought of an idea. Then there was a stage of storming that would have happened. Then there's norming, and all of you have that in your life. Okay, I can guarantee that. You would come across some entrepreneurs who are second generation entrepreneurs, and I coach them. They are like multi-millionaires already, multi-millionaires. But they too will have a storming stage in their life. They'll have a different type of storming in their life. Money would not be the challenge, but they're coming up with a new project or something else will happen in their life. So in any project we are doing, we always need to look for the storming stage, thank God for it, and move on. Because once it is done, it is done. You're either going to have a challenge in the beginning of your career or later on in the career, because that challenge is the one that's going to make you like a diamond. If the challenge doesn't come, if I didn't have the challenges I had, I wouldn't be sitting and talking to you today. If I didn't clean up those dishes in Pizza Hut years ago and walk at 1 a.m. in the night in the blistering cold, and somebody takes pity on me and gives me a ride back home, that is what will make you, it'll mold you. Okay, it molds you to a person. So if you're on this call struggling and thinking, man, I've been doing this for a while, I do not know, you're on the right track. Just understand that we all go through that pressure, and only through the pressure we evolve. And we evolve, and then we become a better person, and then be able to help others. That is the process. Please do not avoid that storming stage. So those are some of my early challenges. Money was a challenge, but then that helped me learn many things of being, ability to learn from other people, youngsters, and the ability that once you get that money, because for many years I didn't have money, but once you get that money, and that you need to give back. I'm going to talk about it later in our program. I know you have a lot of questions. Sonia, just one
Yes.
question, but I don't know, I probably took 15-20 minutes to answer this. Can you put yes in the chat bar if this part segment was good for you? Let me also interact with the Fantastic. Fantastic. I love the notes many of you are writing here. Prem, thank you. And Gargi also. Yeah, thanks. Good, good. Fantastic. Thank you.
Gargi,
Lovely.
over to you.
Right. So thank
All
you
right.
so much, Maxwell, for sharing your lessons. My next question to you is that most of the people who are here in our community, they are all new people who are entering into coaching or business. So what's that one key focus area that every new entrepreneur must focus on in the first few years while they are building their business? So like that can help them to grow and establish themselves.
One is okay. It's not just one thing like Gargi. There are a few things. I'm trying to rewind back the many years ago when I started my businesses. I learned that there are three stages in business. Okay, levels which I went through. Like I already talked to you about my university life when I didn't have money. I'm fast forwarding a few years from there when I came back to India and I was setting up businesses. The first stage, I call it the survival stage of the business. Okay. Many of us in this room probably on that particular stage where we have just launched our business. The month is much longer than the money you have in the pocket. What do I mean by that? I did not know how to pay my salaries. I don't know how to pay my rents. I do not know how to pay the electricity or all kinds of craziness. When you start a business, even if you're doing a coaching business, you have invested money. You have invested money in going and learning something from other coaches. You have invested money and learning because you're building on yourself, right? So there is an investment. And that is the survival part of the first stage in business. Okay. The second stage in business would be the stability stage, where, okay, you've figured out how to run your business. You're now making enough money to at least pay your bills. And now you have a few employees maybe, or you have an ecosystem that you're able to take care of, maybe your bankers, and for in a traditional business is paying off your employees and all that. The third stage is where I want all of us to be in. It's a stage of abundance. Okay. So let me rewind a bit. The first stage was just about you trying to like fill your own stomach, okay? Because you're hungry. It's a survival stage. You're trying to like somehow fill your own stomach. The second stage, the stability stage, you're feeding your employees, your bankers, your vendors. Even if you're an online environment, you probably are like you're subscribing to Tag Mango or something else, some other tools. Okay, they're all your vendors. So you are that's the stability stage. So the thing about stability stage is people can get complacent. I've seen many people in the stability stage because they start making good money and good money, and then they will say, look, I'm just going to work one day a week in my business, and appreciate them. They say, okay, I already have Mac, I already have people running my business. If I just go there 2 3 hours, that's enough, and that's fantastic. Okay, but for me, it's the stage of abundance where the magic happens. Because first you're just feeding yourself. Second, you're feeding others in your own environment. The third stage, you're creating an impact on the community around you. Now, what's the point in us coming to this earth if you're not able to leave behind a legacy, right? That is what's the magic. So the question is, if you're starting, what is the one thing you need to do, right? Is to have faith in yourself. Okay. There will be struggles. There is these three stages. You are going through this survival stage of your business.
Yes.
Okay. In that survival stage, there are again three things that come to my mind is most of us, we have heard about manifestation, vision boards. Yeah. Put yes in the chat bar if you've done something like that. Vision board, manifestation, Gargi, Tanisha. Wow. Nearly everybody in this community has done something with vision boards, right? And many times they come back to me and say, Mac, we have put this thing, photograph, and it is important, 100% important, because 25 30 years ago when I used to travel through, I used to always dream of living in Singapore. Today I live in Singapore. 25 30 years ago, I used to have, when I had no money, okay, we used to cut photographs of yacht, we used to cut photographs of the ocean and beaches. And today in the front of my house is a lovely ocean, the back is a multi-million-dollar yacht. So it manifests. I'm not, these will manifest. The first stage is part of you being able to put that manifestation. But there are two more laws most people don't talk about. Guys, there is a law of attraction, okay? But what are the other two laws? Nobody talks about. The second law is a law of action. How can you manifest if you don't have law? So the second law is law of action, okay? And the third law is the law of gestation. It takes time. You can't produce, it does take time. So for us to throw the out to the universe, I want to have this beautiful car. I want to make 1 crore a year. I want to make 10 crores. Those are all okay. You can put 1 crore, 10 crore, and I encourage you to put that in your whatever you want to earn, put it, that number, whether it's 1 crore, 10 crore, unless you write it down, it's not going to happen. It will not happen. You need to write it down. There is some magic of manifestation. That is when pen hits the paper, there is magic that happens. Do not type it. You need to write it. Do not speak it. You need to write it. After you write it, you speak it. Okay? So put that number, put whatever you want. Your dream should always be written, because I remember the very first house we bought in the US. We actually wrote down the type of house in a small, quiet neighborhood. The kitchen should have a window overlooking like a garden, and it kind of exactly the type of house came into manifestation. So the first thing is the visioning of what you want. Second thing, you have to take action. If you don't take action, you will not. So no point writing that 1 crore and putting it. And if you are writing 1 crore or 10 crore, write that number, put it in your bathroom mirror where you brush your teeth every day. Put it in front of the throne that you sit every day. You know the throne that you sit every morning and a few times a day? Put it over there. Okay. If you have kids, they should be asking you, Mama, Dada, what is that number? Okay. And so that's the dream that you want, that thing. So law of action. And the third thing is, it does take time. Don't understand the universe is working for you. Once you have thrown it out, the universe is now seeing, okay, how can I help? How can I help? How can I point them? Every teacher that I've learned from, like, we hosted Jack Canfield in India. We were the first ones to bring them to India. That's how my relationship with Suren started. I introduced Siddharth to Suren, Rajiv Talreja to Suren many, many years ago, right? So it's a relationship over years, the law of gestation. So understand, if you do the work, you will be blessed. Okay, so what's the one thing every entrepreneur should do? Don't forget, there is a law of action. You have to take action. Please do take action. Do little bit something today. Okay. Don't have to compete with others. I know we're going to talk about it later, but no need to talk about others. Okay. Thank you, Dipanshu, for putting that law of attraction, law of action, and law of gestation. Perfect. We're going to give time for questions also later in this program. So, okay. I hope that answered your question, Gargi. Again, a long-winded answer, but I just wanted to get the points across.
Got a lot of insights. Thank you so much.
Good. That's
So
what
now
happens. Being a guy. Yeah, go ahead.
moving forward, we were just talking about the survival mode and stability mode. And yes, we are doing manifestations literally. And to be true, we are on that mode of coming from survival to stability. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are days when self-doubt haunt us, especially when the results are low or there are no results. And through your journey, I can feel, I know that you have seen that phase. So I just wanted to know that how do you personally handle at that point of time? How do you personally handle those low moments, and how you keep coming out strong then in your
Sonia.
beginning
No,
time?
Sonia, that happens. See, that it will happen, and don't think that once you reach a particular level of income that it will not happen. Even the Ambanis will have that challenge. It's not the money that'll. So what happens is, by doing this a few times, you know how to bounce back faster. Okay, all of us will have a dip. You will, guys. We are all human beings. We are not robots. I used to program robots. Now I don't. I program human beings now. Okay. So you have to understand we are emotional beings. We are emotional beings experiencing a journey on this earth. That's all we are. We are spirits. We are spiritual beings emotionally. It's emotions that actually take decisions. So going with that foundation, right? There will be self-doubt. And if you remember earlier, I said that self-doubt, that pressure, that's going to make you a diamond. So these are a few things that I has worked for me, because even recently, there's even like last year, I can think of times when I was really low. But here are some quotations or programs that I now automatically play in my mind when something happens. Okay. One of the things that I constantly say is the universe or God will never give you a challenge you cannot handle. Okay. So in some countries, I cannot say God, but I'm just saying in India, I can say God will never give you a challenge you cannot handle. He or she, the god or goddess, will pick the challenge. It's a game for the universe. Okay. So that's a game. That's a challenge you asked for. You came to this earth to learn that particular challenge in life. Okay. So number one, the universe will, whatever challenge the universe is giving me, it's for a lesson, and the universe is going to show me people and places and things for me to overcome the challenge. That is number one. Now coming back to the earthly plane, you need to pull yourself back out of that depressive state, because the more you keep talking in your mind, okay, it's going to dig and dig and dig more you deeper into the pit, and it's going to take harder for you to come out of that. Okay. So I learned that you have to take, whenever you're down, okay, don't sit at your desk or don't sit, get up and walk, do something kinesthetic. Get up and start, and your physical body needs to start into some kind of moving system. Deep breaths and go out for a walk. Okay. You have to pull yourself out of that depression or that mode, that thing, instead of beating yourself down. The third thing that has worked for me is whenever I'm down, I learned this again, is to find somebody you can go and help. Okay. You take the problem or you go help solve somebody else's problem. That's a beautiful thing, because you will have a challenge. Okay. You're beating yourself down. Okay. Let me call Gargi. Let me see how I can help her. Gargi may not have a problem. Okay. But just talking to her, hey Gargi, what's top on your mind today? What's the next big thing that you're handling? Right? She might have, and then we just start talking about her issues. And at the background, the universe is already working on my issues. Universe has always got my back. Universe has got my back. So understand that by going out and helping somebody else, the when self-doubt happens, your purpose in life should be clear. Your vision. Maybe you have a vision that you've written down. Go back and read it. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you doing it? Is it for your kids? Is it for leaving behind a legacy? Is it for just making sure your bills are paid? We all have to go through struggles. There's no free lunch. We've all heard that. So understanding that your stronger purpose, because even when I was working in corporate many years, I worked in US, there are people that'll, uh, I call it crabs in a bucket. The moment one crab wants to come out, the other crabs pull them down. That's corporate environment. Okay, in corporate, that's common. So if you have a very strong vision as to why you're doing what you're doing, you'll be able to pull yourself out a little faster. Then two other things that have helped me personally. Whenever I've done, because I have to wrap up my calls at 1:30 in the night when I'm working with my US, I'll start my day talking to China. Last year, I'll be talking to China, then India, then I had direct reports all over the world. Okay, I had people in Latin America, in Europe, Flemish, all kinds of accents of English I used to do. But when I'm done at 1:30 in the night, I'll be like so burnt out. And if you wonder what the heck you're doing, so things, or there'll be a challenge is to listen to something, listen to a piece of music that pulls you out. Guys, I'm giving you 3, 4 tips. you need to apply a particular tip for that particular thing. Even tonight, you're having the biggest challenge. Blast the music what you like. It can be energetic music. It can be instrumental music. I listen to all kinds of instrumental. With Turkish music, I love Turkish music. I know SG is here, but I love all types of music. I can't. The thing with me is I cannot understand the lyrics. Even if you play me an English song, I'm tuned to the thing. So that pulls me out. Or the final thing is have a buddy that you can talk to. I told you earlier, find somebody and solve their problem. Now I'm talking about having a buddy that you can talk to, not to dump your problem on them, but somebody just talk who can you can pick up a phone at 2 a.m. in the night and say, hey, how is it going? And just chat about life. That's it. But it's very rare to find. You're not going to have those in your life. Probably have one. If you're lucky, you'll have two people that you can open up your heart to, and they will be willing to pick up your call at 2 a.m. in the night or 3 a.m. in the night as well. And that when you talking to them, then don't dump your problem on them. Let them share what happened in their life, because that is what's going to pull you out. I'm giving you these techniques to pull you out of that mental depression mode. Okay. The only way to actually get out of that mode later is to take action. You have to take action. So I'm giving you all these tips just to get out of that mental state. But okay, tomorrow morning, let me do those social media posts or that new copy, or let me cut that video that I'm supposed to be cutting and I'm procrastinating for many, many months now. Correct? Can I do a little bit something tomorrow? That action is what's going to take you out of that stupid depression mode where things are not happening. Little bit of action will give you more confidence. Little bit more than what you did yesterday. Little bit more than what you did day before yesterday. Don't compete with others. Compete only with yourself. Does this make sense? I've given you like a wide variety of 4 or 5 things to do, which will really will help you. It's a combination of these things. Good. Thank you, Prem. One step better. Oh, wow. Who is this? English with Sachin has given 7 points. Thank you. I need to note down these points because this is just a download. I don't have all this. I need to put these into good. Makes sense.
Very well said, sir. Gargi, you know what she do when she is like overburdened? She dances with her Bruce. Bruce is her dog.
Yeah. Bruce, yeah. Yeah, you need to pull yourself out, not dancing. That's why I said physically do something. Or the other thing is that the Tony Robbins will talk about just the 1 mm lift in your chin. Okay, you know that when most people are sad, they sit like this with their thing, right?
Yeah.
Just lifting your head up, breathing, taking a few steps out.
Yeah.
Okay, or going to the bathroom, closing the door and yelling, but don't yell at others, just yell at yourself. Scream. Yeah.
So Gargi,
Good.
be
Power
happy. Bruce
pose.
is your buddy now.
Who is?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All
Right.
right, good stuff.
Yes. So Max sir, like thank you so much for sharing all the golden nuggets that you are talking about. I hope that everybody is getting inspired. My next question to you is you have a book, like you're the author of an amazing book called The High Impact Growth Blueprint. So is there any one core principle that you can tell us from that book that every entrepreneur should apply in their life? Yes.
Okay, this book was created for entrepreneurs. Okay, guys, I don't like thick books. I have many books. I think I buy it for self-development, but it lands up being shelf development. Only the bookshelf is developing, right? Like you'd have heard Murli Sundaram talk about that as well. So in this book, there are like 4 or 5 major segments. I've made it very simple to read. It's like a bedtime story. Okay, you can read it within. Most people who have taken this book from me, like next day morning, they give me feedback on the book. It is that simple. In this book,
One question. I was not able to purchase this book online through Amazon.
yes.
So, can you give us some link or something?
I will. So I think at the end, Gargi will throw in my WhatsApp community thing. Guys, I got this. We loaded it on the US Amazon. Everybody around the world is able to get it except India. So India, I'm getting the print version done in India. It'll be available for order in India. I just was with the printer. So in India, I'm selling the physical book. So those who join that WhatsApp chat and say I need the book, I will send you the link because the link has got ready today. Okay, they'll be able to buy it from Amazon India, but it's from a different vendor who's been able to load it. So this book
So
has got
guys,
five things which I talk about, Gargi. One is about people. How do you build effective teams? Guys, everything is about people. It's not about you being the magic. It's how well you develop a team that will get the magic, right? And the second thing is when you're growing your business, whether you're in your coaching business, you'll have to develop a process. Okay, that's what Sidhu has mastered in his thing, right? He created a process. So it's called process and SOPs. The third thing is you're now starting to grow your business. So how do you fund it? I had a challenge because one side I had a lot of customers and I did not know the funding became a problem. So I talk about that. The fourth area of my book talks about how do you take your business globally. Now it may impact some of you, may not impact some of you, right? But if you were to choose to go global, how do you take it? And fifth thing is all of us need to start a business with the exit in mind. So the fifth part of the book is actually how you leave behind the legacy. Guys, each one of you,
can you repeat once again the point?
each of you should be, so you want me to repeat all the five or the last
Yes,
one?
yes.
Okay, the first one is building teams. The second part talks about process. The third part is when you're growing, your growth and funding. Fourth part is how do you take your business globally, if you choose to. And the fifth one is leaving behind a legacy or exiting your business. Each of you should already be thinking how you're going to exit your business. Now you'll be saying, Mac, I'm just starting my business. What the heck are you talking about exiting business, right? Please, you need to build your business thing, okay? Because I mentor some people who are like having a $100 million business, $500 million business, okay? And you know what the challenge is on that spectrum? The challenge is not money. Challenge is they have made wealth for many generations. For them, their next generation doesn't want to take over their business. So how do you structure that asset that you've created by creating a family office? So the coaching and mentoring on the other end of the spectrum is different. But I have built and sold a few companies. My wife, I think she said she'll be joining a little later. She was on a call, but she also built a very successful social media company, and she was able to transit and sell it as well. So we didn't. We all need to be thinking of okay, what is it that we are creating? What type of asset are we creating, and how we may need to transition it at a future date. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're building your businesses. So that's the book. You would ask me what is the one thing in this book, Gagi. I would always go back to this chapter about building a dream team. Okay, for everybody on this particular group, you need that. In your starting stage, you need to build a team. Okay, you remember the Mac. I cannot hire employees. I'm not talking about that. Who is your team that's going to? Your team is Zoom, for example. Your team could be your various vendors that you have, your social media, whoever is blasting out for you. Are you doing it? Are you? So these are components of your team, and I'm sure that soon we'll be talking about a few other things in our call today. But I hope that helps out. Right? The one thing out of this book, if you have to start, is start building on your team. Okay, and this book is going to be available. The printed version is ready now, Sonia. This weekend it's ready for shipment out of Bangalore. So I think Meena is here already. Hi Meena, welcome. She was on US calls earlier. Yeah.
So we would like to highlight Meena ma'am here.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead. Meena said she'll be here for a few minutes because she's got several calls today.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Good
Hi,
evening.
Meena ma'am. Thank you for sparing a little time for us. We know you're occupied right now. And
But I'm
Max sir
really happy.
Max sir praises a lot about you. Like
Thank
Meena is my backbone, and he have built a business, and now I know that you are leading BNI now. So
Yes.
Yeah, she runs the digital for BNI. All the
I'm heading the digital wing, so helping the organization with digital transformation. But I'm really happy to be with you all here. It's really special to see Mac talk and inspire, the youngsters as well as upcoming India. I think that's a really beautiful thing to be contributing back. So I'm really happy that he's here with you all.
Meena ma'am, we would like to have someday you also on our webinar, teaching
Sure.
us all the digital secrets of the world.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of the people who are teaching digital, the tool set. But what I would say is, along with Mac, is the mindset. I just want to share one thing is the home team is your first team. And the home team is maybe your parents, maybe your close friends, and friends who are lifting you up, who are, it's not that they always have to say, yeah, you're right, you're right. But you look for the friends who are watching out for you when you're falling. That's when you want a friend to catch you and say, hey, you're not doing something right. You better think about what you're doing. You need that kind of a friend, not somebody who is just out there to party with you. The home team, I'm really blessed with that part, because I'm really grateful every day for my parents. They are well into their 70s, 80s. I'm so blessed that they are healthy and they are with us in Singapore. Mac has always been someone who, just to tell you a little bit, I don't want to take away too much time. So I was the nerdy, bookish person, okay? And he was the very outgoing, and he would love to explore anything. So when we were in college, so I was like the bookworm, although I did have my own like music and other things that I loved. So he opened up for me the world in a very different way, to that mindset, to explore, to be open to learning from every person, from everything that you come across. And that has been my biggest, one of the biggest reasons for my growth and career journey. I will talk to you about that a separate day. But yes, definitely the home team, even the people that are helping you at home, maybe your helper or someone who is managing things for you, that makes you come and sit in this webinar. We always have to be grateful for that. And I think Mac has already shared about a lot of different things about the universe. I think that is one area where, you know, being very different personalities, but we still align on, is that faith can move mountains, like the one that's behind me. You never know what is the impact and that you are creating. And I just want to end with this small thing about the butterfly effect, because I learned that from my mentor, who was actually the wife of Dr. Ivan Meissner. He is the person who created BNI. BNI is an organization now in 77 countries, bringing, you know, lakhs and lakhs of entrepreneurs together to grow, to network. And I'm also blessed because of Mac's introduction. I'm here now as part of the corporate team, and he's moved on to do different things. And always Dr. Ivan and Beth would talk about the butterfly effect. Anybody knows about that? The butterfly effect? I'm sure you have heard from other authors and speakers. But see, a butterfly, its lifetime is only 7 days maximum. It goes from flower to flower. It does not discriminate that this is a beautiful flower and this is a dull flower. It's just doing its job. It's just moving around flower to flower and doing its job. And how the next bloom happens, it's because of how the butterfly, without expecting anything in return, just goes and does its part. And that is how the butterfly effect will impact in your life. So I always say that you never know what ripple effect you're creating in the universe. You may think, I'm not such a successful person, not done much. But truly, if you think back, you really sometimes may not know the impact you're causing and helping other people. So one thing I want to leave it today, if somebody has invited you to be part of the webinar, if it is Sonia, if it is Gagi, send them, whoever. Mac and Joanne invited me here, so I give my gratitude to them to be here. And they are that impact keeps going. So pick up the phone and WhatsApp one person that, hey, thank you for helping me at that time, or being there for me and being my butterfly effect. So with that, I'll turn it back to you both. And a lovely group here. Nice meeting you all. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much
so
for
much,
being
ma'am.
here. Thank you for your time as well.
Thank you.
Yes, Max, sir, we won't let
Hey,
you
yeah.
go. We won't let you go easily.
Okay.
So, yeah. Yeah, guys. So Gargi have shared the WhatsApp group of Max, sir. You all can join that group and you can personally have a connection with Max, sir. Good
Yeah.
for everyone.
So,
And
yeah, there is a WhatsApp group. I think Gargi will share it if it's
Yes,
not
I'm
done so
sharing
already.
again.
Yeah,
yeah,
and so and we'll share it a few times. Okay, so just be part of the community. I will send you a new link for the Amazon. Right now, there is an Amazon India link that the Kindle is not downloading. Amazon India has got some crazy new setups that needed. So I have done the global setup. It's already set up for India. So we talked about the book, and again, life is a journey, and I'm definitely blessed to have a strong. A woman like Meena who's gone through many of the ups and downs and seen the challenges that we have been through as well. So good, let's continue the journey here.
yeah.
What do we have next?
Through
Yeah.
Meena ma'am, through your Facebook, through your Instagram, through meeting you on FBRs, I know that you have worked with leaders across the world, across the globe.
Mm.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, sir, what is that one mindset or one habit you have consistently seen in those persons who are growing fast or they are able to make the real impact in the world? What is
Yeah.
that one consistent habit in
Yeah.
everybody?
So at one point, I was running 77 countries for BNI.
Yes.
Okay. So I wake up in the morning listening to Chinese accented English. Then then it'll be Singaporean. Then I come over to India. Like I'm saying, all on Zoom calls. Okay, and then I'll have Latin America come on board. I'll have my British accent guys, my French accent people. So all kinds of leaders, great people all around the world. But in my 77 countries, when I look at the different leaders who have reported to me, direct reports to me, whether it's in my BNI life or whether it's in my previous life, right? As an IT robotics, I built IT companies. I built them, sold them. I built staffing companies and sold. I built gosh, one more company, background verification company, large ones, and sold it also. So for them, what I've seen is for a leader, a leader should have a strong vision. A leader is a leader who can inspire people. You can influence people. Leadership is all about influence. Okay. So for me, my strong leaders who have actually created an impact for me in the world, strong vision, they believe they can see things that have not yet unfolded in front of them, or they plug in with a leader who sees a vision beyond them. Okay, so for me, my strong leaders, the second thing I've seen is they take action. I've talked about action before. I'm again repeating. Many of us wait till things become perfect, till you know everything about social media, about being a coach before implementing. Nothing like my best leaders, they don't wait for everything to be perfect. They go and act. One of my leaders is here already in the room here today, Joanne. I'm blessed to have her on my team. I just tell her and she gets it's done, right? She acts on it. So that's the second thing I've seen about. So basically, the third thing I've seen in good leaders believe in their gut feeling more than their brain. Guys, this is like a multi-million dollar tip I'm giving you, which has worked for me. Believe in your gut. Now, you'll come back and ask me, Mac, we have heard about believing in your gut. Whenever I talk about gut, I'm only feeling like I'm hungry. Okay, gut is somewhere here, right? So what is gut feeling? Okay, I learned this from book from, by the way, her name is Sonia Choquette. There's a different spelling of Sonia. So Sonia Choquette, she's gosh, I think she's born in Europe, but later on lived in the US. She the and I learned from that book and things like, how do you train your gut? Okay, this is your $1 million tip I'm giving you. How do you train your gut? How do you start? People talk about gut feeling. For me, I started tuning it. How do you tune your gut feeling is, she taught me that you say the words, I wonder, okay? And then put whatever question you want behind it. Because now you're training your gut, okay? You're learning how to listen to your gut. Now, let me give you an example. When I learned this, I'll go to the hotel and press the lift button, and I'll say, I wonder which lift is going to come, the right-hand side one or left-hand side, right? I wonder. There'll be a very small message that will come to your heart or somewhere in your body, somewhere. And most of the time, our brains overrule it. So the exercise of I wonder is to start tuning yourself to listen to your gut. Okay? Start playing with it. I wonder. I used to say, I wonder if my suitcase is going to, like, I wonder which number is going to be my suitcase, because I used to travel a lot, guys. So for me, my life is only in an airport, in collecting my luggage or going to a hotel room, right? So these are things I used to play with. By just doing that, you're not going to be 100% correct all the time, but you'll start learning how to tune it. So what happens is, by tuning, you'll start getting better at that guesses, better at guessing. Okay. Now, when I go to a hotel meeting, when I go to a hotel, when they're giving me my key card, I already know whether that room is going to be good for me or not by just touching it. Many times I'll tell them, hey, can you give me a different room? So you're not even going to know. I said, oh, just give me a different room. No. So you go to that room. Okay, I go upstairs. I'll say, I'll know that room has been smoked in or something would have been wrong. Got it. So I'm going to come back. And so earlier I used to go test it out, come back. But nowadays I don't even go. I say, sorry, give me another room. Because your gut, you're tuned. The gut will tell you whether that key card, that room is a good one for you or not. As a business owner, if you start this one tip, you just forget everything I taught you on survival, this, that. You start working on your gut feeling and start doing more of what's in your gut rather than your brains. You will see your manifestation starts happening much quicker as well. I don't teach this. I never taught this in other environments ever in my BNI world. Okay. So that's the thing. Let me summarize. Leader's vision is strong. A leader always speaks the vision. Okay. Leader is inspiration and influence. You cannot force anybody to do anything. You should be like a magnet that's drawing people with you. You should be a leader, should set the example. People are observing you. If you're a business coach, please clean up all your social media. You can't be a business coach or a sales coach and then you go and party the whole night and show all kinds of photos. No, you are what you are in your personal life as well as your business life. I used to think, okay, I'll have a personal Facebook page and a separate business Facebook page for BNI. It never works, guys. People know that you're all energies. By just looking at you, they will know what type of energy you are. Okay, so start cleaning up that energy. If you have to do one thing on yourself, work on yourself, start listening to positive things, start getting to a higher level of frequency. We'll talk about it maybe later, but leader, good vision. They don't wait for things to be perfect, they start acting. Okay, second thing. Third thing is they get very good at their gut feeling. Very good at gut feeling and learning how to tune it. Okay, 3 points on leadership. These are my leaders. When I just scan my brain and look at all my 77 leaders, who are the ones that are performing, who are not. Many leaders I've seen, I call them audio video mismatch. They will talk a big game. Oh, I'll do this, we can definitely max this, that. But what the action is not happening. Audio video mismatch. Okay. So start looking in your own community. Who is that? Another thing I learned from Mahatria was, when you set your alarm clock at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m., how many of you have a snooze button? Let me sleep for 5 more minutes. Yeah. Thank you for being truthful, Tejal, right? Tejal. You use numerology, Tejal. You put 2 T's in there. I hope that's worked for you. Very good. So, Tejal, that she tells, Matria taught me that when you hit that snooze button, right, you have set, you agree to get up at 6 o'clock in your mind. Let's say 6 or 7, whatever the time is. And the moment you hit that snooze button, you're not keeping up your own promise. You understand? So your wake up time and get up time should be the same. Please do that small change, because you for that's an energy game. Once your mind knows that if you commit to something for yourself, you're going to keep up to it. That means in the future, if you make a commitment to somebody else, you will keep up to it. It's so deep and such a small thing, that most people, they'll hit a snooze. They'll get up, okay, 6 o'clock. They may get up at 6:30. They'll still be on time for work. That's not the issue. You set the alarm at 6:30 itself. No issues. Get up at 6:30. Your wake up time and your getting up time, if you promise your body something, that's exactly how you're going to behave with others as well. Okay. So that's another piece I just thought I'll share with you. But these are things that are important. Okay. Let's move on. I hope that you guys got a few tips on leadership.
So to make little bit the ambience little bit lighter, and Meena ma'am is also there. So tell me one thing. What is that one thing you like most about Meena ma'am?
Meena,
Tell us that.
did I finish dinner or not today? I'll tell you one thing about Meena, is that she's a very strong, in the times when I've been the most down. Remember, we talked about a question earlier about being the most, like there will be times in life where things go up and then
Low
goes down.
times.
Is the times that when things were really going down, she's like been the strongest. So don't worry, we'll be out of this. We have been out of this before. This is happening. She was the one that kept the faith in me to keep going, right? So I think that is one of her biggest strengths that I have seen, that she was there to support. The other thing is she's very driven on herself. She used to be the number one in class, and always like the topper in a university, good musician in college. She At our wedding, she had 2,500 people. I had very few. She had 2,500 people. All her college buddies came because she was a college music singer. Maybe they came for the dinner, I think, but her whole college was there. And these were years ago,
Wow.
right? But life will take you up and down in a relationship. Okay. But some of these books helped me along the way. Many books helped us along the way. Five Love Languages, Personality Plus, Behavioral Styles books, many books that helped us along
I
the way.
guess your wife is so beautiful. Just at looking at her, your half of the depression is gone.
Hello.
Just kidding.
She's either what you call the stick or bone behind, or she's got a danda behind my back. Come on, go work.
Okay. And Meena ma'am, what do you like most about Max sir? We like the Max sir ka batch. Max
Yeah,
Srinivasan
Max.
written here. What do you like the most in Max Srinivasan sir as a personality? Not as a husband only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there are many things, right? But the thing that I like the most is he can just make me laugh,
Okay.
make me smile. We sometimes it's really weird. We'll be in the most stuck up situation and he'll crack some joke and then we'll be laughing at it. So it makes life more exciting to just do that. And I love his taste in music, and they're not all things that we agree on, but the things that charge us together, our faith, family, and I think we both have the thing to serve. So these are things that are common, and I have to say one thing. You all know the word Mac, and there are many reasons why his name got shortened to Mac. Anyone knows what Mac means?
I just recently came to know Mahesh Max Srinivasan. I just like half an hour before I came to know.
Yeah, my dad used to call me Mac from when I was a kid. Okay. But
Yeah.
after I got married, Meena decided to keep it because it is Money Access Center.
Yeah.
Money Access Center.
So, So yeah, I think it's very important to have that friendship in your marriage, to enjoy, to have fun. It doesn't get old ever if you can just laugh and do things together that recharge you, because there's
There are
going to be stress. Life's going to have its own stresses and no one is free of it. But just how you can bond and have those lighter moments, that I really give it to him, because I can get into very stressed out mode and he can always lighten it. It's like, okay, chill, it's not that difficult. So it's a good
Yeah,
balance.
since you both were working in the same time zone, so sometimes the things become difficult to cope up. Yeah, you are in your workspace, Max sir is in his workspace, and then kids are also there and family is also there. But if sir have that habit of making you laugh, then we are okay. We are okay with
Yeah,
Max sir then.
I'm sure everybody
sometimes,
has worked.
Sonia, it's like the movie Mr. or Mrs. Smith. Have you seen that? Mr. and
Not
Mrs. Smith.
yet.
Oh, you
I'll
should see
watch it
that.
now. Yeah.
These are like both those are spies, okay? And both of them, they're actually fighting against each other in two different organizations. It's like really wonderful. They both love each other, but then they're actually working for, let's say, CIA
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
FBI.
I have watched that movie. Yes,
Yeah,
I'll
you
watch
gotta
it.
watch that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
sometimes it's like that.
Yes. Okay. So
Yeah.
now I'll remember you and Meena ma'am while I'm watching that Mr.
Yeah.
and
Both
Mrs.
both are
Smith.
driven. Yeah, yeah,
Yes, yes, got
But
it. Got it.
it is nice to see him interact with youngsters, with people, because I've always seen him. I think SG is here, Joanne is here. They can tell you that it's a very different crowd. Franchisees, global folks, and I think yes, you can excel in that. But if your heart is to give and to uplift people, you can do it in any place in life. And the more you hang out with him, you will just be laughing and having a fun time. I'm sure it has been like that in Joanne. I think you can vouch for it, and as
yeah.
well as he here,
Today,
when it's
Joanne and
very
I were like
stressful.
working on the name for the next workshop, whether it was behavioral styles workshop or personality mastery workshop, right? We were debating, and I asked her to check with Vincent. Vincent also said, call it the what was it, Joanne? Joanne, I think was it the personality? Um, what was the name Vincent gave us?
Hussein.
Personality style
Yeah,
mastery.
personality style mastery or something, right? Was that?
Yes.
I said yes. Even Meena liked that same, liked the word personality. I said Joanne, both our spouse like the word personality because they're working on their personality, but you and have good behavior. So we have to keep things light. And even with Esgi over here, she's been amazing for me. She's helped me travel across Turkey. And I've been working with Esgi from the beginning of the year. It's been fantastic when you have a team and you just have fun along the way, whatever we do. Hey, Esgi, you're on spotlight now. You want to say something?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, we would
Thank
like to have a little bit of interaction with Team Max Srinivasan as well.
He is very valuable for us. He is a growth mentor here in Turkey. We love him.
Wow.
Mhm.
That's so
Both Joanne and Esgi, I'm telling you, I tell them something, they'll make it happen. So you need to build yourself with teammates, right, who can execute on your vision. Okay, Joanne is a person that will never come up on the stage. Many times I'll call her, Joanne, like even now, she's most uncomfortable being on the spotlight. Okay, but she is the one that will, they hate the spotlight, but they love to execute on the work. So that's how team building works, and I really appreciate both of them. I really appreciate SG for like traveling with me on trains, on planes across Turkey, and
We are
we have
together
fun along the
everywhere.
way.
Yes.
Yeah. He's been teaching me also Turkish words
Yeah.
that I'm trying to learn. Yeah.
Thank you, Zain. Thank you, John.
Joanne,
Join. Yeah, thank you for sparing
Joanne.
your time
You
and
got two names
joining
there,
this.
Joanne and yeah.
Joanne.
Yeah,
Joanne and Hussein.
yeah.
Thank you so much for sparing time for us. You guys, I know there is a lot going on in your personal life, family life, professional life, but you pulled out time and we acknowledge your presence over here. Thank you so much.
So much.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, SG. Don't jump off. You have to jump off. You jump off, but stick around. We have got a few more questions. They have 3-4 more
So
questions.
over to you, Gagi.
Yes, so Max, sir, like my next question to you is, you were speaking around why. Like every person must have a foundation or a reason behind what they do. Like anything that they do, it has to come from that force. So many people out there who start in this entrepreneurship journey, they have a lot of self doubts, and aage jaake they feel that, we can't do it anymore. So, how to find that strong why that keeps them pushing every single day?
Most of the time in early days, their why is to make money. Frankly, even if somebody joins BNI, I say you joined because you want to make some revenue or some referrals. But the thing is, you need to have really, when I talk about having this big why or the purpose, right? They say that when you find your purpose in life, it no longer feels like work. Now that I was breaking my head for many years, Gargi, many years, even through my whole career as IT guy, I'll be listening to speakers. They'll come like Jack and will find your purpose. Heck, how do I find my purpose? Then one of my mentors from Pakistan, she taught me, well, of course, she lives in the UK. She's no more, Sidra Jaffrey. She taught me that, Mac, write down all your passions. Okay. And whenever you come, it doesn't happen like you don't write down in 10 minutes your passions. You will write down your passions, and from your passions, you'll find out your purpose. Okay. So when I started doing this exercise, I was with her in something called the Soul Spa. And that's when I found, okay, what is it that I really like doing? What happened? Why did I come back to India? Because I was never a guy who wanted to come back to India. Then it dawned on me that it's about the ability to transform somebody else's life, similar to how my mother-in-law in the initial days transformed my life. I have to be, it's all like this. We are actually helping somebody on one side, we are pulling them up. On the other side, somebody's pulling us up. Okay. Somebody in your life has given you a hand to climb up that particular ledge or that struggle, right? Giving you a hand. And you need to do the same for somebody else. So, Kargi, each of us have got a particular skill set, every one of us. Just because somebody started earlier to be a coach, we all don't need to be, don't compete and think that all of us need to be like a Rajiv or a Suren or a Sids. You impact the people around you. They cannot reach. For example, Sids cannot speak Hindi, but he's already impacting so many other people. You could speak Hindi. You take that niche, you duplicate what Sid did, and do for your own community, Gujarati maybe. You all have a specific niche. So don't ever try to compete with anybody else. There's always competition. Whether I worked so many years in corporate life, there's always competition. Like I said, there's always one crab trying to pull down the other crab in corporate life. So I think for us, when you're doubting yourself, just just go back and think there is somebody out there waiting to be connected to you. Okay. They're already there. They're waiting to connect to you. In the BNI world, when people were not building chapters, I'll say, guys, last night there's a business person who did not sleep because they do not know how to pay their kids' education coming up, the school fees that's coming up. That is the most worst thing. They're waiting for the universe or God to show them some way. And you as a BNI leader need to be creating these BNI chapters. That's what I tell them. Just like that, every one of you is a coach. Every one of you, there is somebody waiting for you to go make a difference. You don't need to compete. All guys, just take a little bit more action today than you did yesterday. Gargi, that's all they need to do. Um, there are other things about it's about building, business will not come to you till you take action. Okay. There are 3 letters that we teach in BNI. I'll teach over here also. One is you need to create visibility. It's called VCP formula. You need to create visibility. You cannot just be a coach or a business person and sit behind your computer or putting, Aarti for your computer and expect money to flow through it. It will not happen. Okay. So one is you need to make yourself visible. How do you make yourself visible? Okay, maybe some social media, maybe you go to a networking event, maybe you go to a kid's birthday party. You need to get out there to make yourself visible. Even a baby, a newborn baby, cries to attract some attention towards it the moment it's born. Does it make sense? If you do not make yourself visible, people don't know you exist. Okay. Second letter is C, that is credibility. Once people give you an order, give you a particular thing, you need to go in and fulfill it correctly. You may not be perfect, guys. In the initial stage, none of us are perfect. We learn at other people's, expenses in that sense. You need to become credible. They need to know that thing. And third thing is you become profitable. So visibility leads, first you make yourself visible, get your name out. When I rebuilt Sri Lanka, I'll give you an example. There were only 16 members in Sri Lanka when I went. In two and a half years time, I got to a 500 member business community there. I have never been to Sri Lanka before. So how did I get visible? I got myself into speaking in Rotary clubs, at Toastmasters club, completely all not related to BNI at all, but I needed to go there and make some noise. Hey, look, I'm speaking, I'm interacting, shaking hands. What do you do? So we need to make ourselves visible. Whatever the format in order for you to give, whether you're giving free webinars. Sometimes I've done meetings where nobody shows up, maybe one person show up. Even that, I will still do it. Why? Because that one person showed up. For me, whether it's one person or 1,000 person or 10,000 people, if I have committed, I have to show. In the past, Gargi, when I lived in the US, I also was part of a multi-level marketing company because there, when I was on H1 visa, I cannot do business. I always want to do something in addition to work. I used to finish my IT work, drive 10 hours all the way from Chicago to Memphis, show the plan, and get back by 8 o'clock in the morning and go directly to work. So when the dream is big enough, the facts don't count. When the dream is big enough, the facts don't count. So your dream should be big. There is somebody out there for you. Don't compete with the other person. Target market. Identify who's your target market, what language they speak. Gargi, when I was speaking to you yesterday or day before, you said that you help, you went through a challenge and now you're helping others, right? So be niche. The more niche you are in your target market, the easier it becomes for you to find your customers. And finally, I'll leave with you one more phrase. Specific is terrific. Be more specific. Don't cater to the masses. No, when I say don't ask for if you ask for everything and anything, nothing will come to you. Okay. Everything and anything means nothing. So say, look, I need to, I am targeting this type of an audience who's living in so and so demographic. This is where they live. This is their age group. That's how you're getting a message across. So wrap up, be visible, make some noise. Only then people know you. Deliver on your promise. And then you will automatically be profitable. Profitable is not when they pay you guys. Profitable is when they refer you others. You're done a good job and they are referring you another client to you, only then I consider you profitability. Okay. That's those are a few things on that question, Gargi.
The one last question is popping up in my mind, and after that, we are going to open it to the community. And if you guys want to ask questions to Maxa directly, so you can ask. My last question is, which is popping in my mind from quite a long time, that we keep hearing about scaling business, right? And at which stage a solopreneur like us who is doing everything by themselves should think of start to build a team, because team is a responsibility as an expense also. Team is a backup, yes. Team is a backbone, yes. But when we start, we have a responsibility also to pay them salaries and everything. So first thing comes to our mind is expense, right? So, I have written this question. What is that one advice you will give to coaches like us, that at what stage we should think of building the teams? Because right now we are into survival and stability mode only.
Yeah. Sonia,
Yeah.
let the universe guide you. Okay. The reason I'm telling you that, go with the flow. Okay. The thing is, do you really need a team? Sometimes you may not need a team. Why? Because you're outsourcing. Okay, you can hire a virtual assistant in India or Philippines. Of course, you need to pay them, but as you grow, you'll start outsourcing some of the tasks. So you list down your tasks. What are the things you need for your business? Okay, for you, for example, Sonia, for you it may be cutting videos. Okay, you need somebody to manage your calendar. So those tasks, they'll be those that you can outsource it at a reasonable cost. I'm not asking you to outsource those tasks today. Okay, but you can start putting what are the ones that critically you need to be there. And there'll be other tasks that there'll be others who can do it for you. Okay, so first stage as a solopreneur, just list down, put an org chart. Okay, imagine you have an organization tomorrow. For most coaches in this room, yeah, you don't need a large team. 3 people, 2 people, that's all you need. Seriously. And you don't need, you can look at, like when I started, Sonia, when I moved back to India to set up this IT company, I was doing recruitment from the basement of Leela Palace in Bangalore. I put an ad in online, and I got stormed with resumes, IT resumes. This was many years back, 20 years ago. So I was like, it was crazy. So I was sitting in the basement interviewing all my candidates, and then I asked the front office girl, the business center girl, the receptionist, hey, do you know anybody who can help me with doing some accounting work? I need somebody to come in part-time Saturday for 2-3 hours. Okay, I was solopreneur at that time. I needed accounting to be done because I had to send it to the US office. So that guy came 2-3 hours every Saturday and did some accounting for me. Then I asked that guy, Ramesh, do you know anyone? Once I found a space, do you know anybody who can give me computers? He said there's a guy at the gym he knows who can supply computers. That guy came. He supplied me computers. He supplied me Siemens phone switches and everything. Okay, so everything came through referral. But when I go back of setting up a company as a solopreneur, okay, I started leveraging and outsourcing help only when I needed it. So you don't need to worry. It'll come. You will know there'll be a time when you get completely frustrated on certain tasks. You think things should start breaking. In my mind, things should start breaking up. You should get so busy that you're missing your appointments. It is really going crazy. Your life is in a mess
Yes.
for a good reason. Then you'll automatically bring the team. For none of us in this community that I'm seeing, there will be some of you who will go out and build large companies. Like I built a 2,000 member company and then got it to sale. But the world has changed. You can do a lot more sitting behind a computer now. And the type you see, that team is how many? 2, 3 people, 4 maximum. Did he have team day one? No, he didn't have team day one, right? But my wife built a company with a team, right? She had a team, and when she started in the terrace of our house. Our first show that we brought was Jack Canfield. We blew up a lot of money, but for that we had a part-timer, a student. You can bring in. She brought in Sean Fernandez, who's now her president or running that company. He was only a student who came in on Saturdays to help us with the event management. So you will find. So I'm just saying, go with the flow. There will be chaos in your life. When the chaos happens, you will then outsource that particular task. All you guys here in this room, don't worry about building the team, but do identify the tasks that you can outsource. Okay, when you are defining those tasks the first time, when you're able to make that funding, outsource it. If you don't have funding, bring in an intern. There's always a college student wanting to learn something from you. Bring in an intern, give them free barter. Another thing I wrote, you can barter it. You can say, look, I'm going to give you my coaching for free. You do this for me. You can barter it. You can help them in a different way. Does it make sense, Sonia? Wait for the mess to happen. You're not there yet.
We are in mess, sir, right now.
Oh, good. It should be a good mess.
Yes.
It should be a good mess, okay, in the sense that, okay, these are tasks that I absolutely, you have to be in the creative phase. So anything that's mundane, that is not creative, especially for a person like you, see if you can bring in your niece, nephew, somebody to help you. I brought in my nephews in my company. Siddharth's brother worked for me. Sid's worked for me. Sid's worked for Meena many years. Sid's brother worked. Yeah, of course. Sid's became, the digital agency was started. The one company that Meena started is what he joined when he came back from Dubai. Meena gave him the space to grow. Yeah. You bring them.
We are in the right space. The
You're
mess
on the
is
right.
good.
You're on the right space.
And
Good.
how about the fights with what happened in our house because of the mess?
Okay.
Any advice?
Yeah. There, see, guys, if there are no fights, that means you're not doing anything.
Yeah, true.
Okay. If there are like chaos in the house, things are breaking up, the kids. Do you have? I'm not sure, Sonia, if you have kids or not. I do not
Yeah,
know
I
your
have
personal
kids, but they are abroad. But yes, they too fight with me. Mama, you don't have time to talk to us. You are all the time you're coaching. And at my home also, my husband just left and he didn't had his food from morning
Yeah, I
till
know you stop feeding him. Yeah, I know that.
yes.
Okay,
Yes.
here's another tip from a book that I read, The Power of One. Okay, Power of One.
The
Okay, there's
power.
always it's called a center of balance. Okay, we call this the center of balance. People ask me, Mac, do you have work-life balance? Okay, there's no such thing. There is no concept of work-life balance. There's only work-life harmony.
Yeah.
We learn, like even in between Meena and I, we learned how to keep our spaces. We know what is her space, what is my space. I'm physical space where we work. Okay. Sometimes you'll have to sit down with, for example, your husband and say, okay, these are the hours like officer. So now this is, let us say this is the center of balance. Okay. Then you have a pendulum that keeps swinging back and forth. It's like a pendulum. Okay. That keeps back and forth. This is the center of balance. Now with related to work, okay, you can let this pendulum swing as further distance from center of balance. That means when you're having a project, when I was running IT projects or something, there will be times when this pendulum is much further away from the center of balance because I may not be answering somebody's calls. I may not respond to emails because I'm right now at the delivering a particular product. I cannot, this is the most hot potato I'm dealing with respect to work. It is much away from my center of balance. Okay, I can let things go. I can let things, but with respect to personal life, you are going to try to keep as much as possible to the center of balance. Okay, make it. So now, how do you do that? I used to travel 300,000 miles a year. Okay, and I had kids somewhere along the way. So, couple of things that helped me once I understood this. One thing is I started putting a Google Doc which I had, for example, Meena and Nancy. Before Joanne, I had somebody called Nancy. They were managing my professional calendar, and Meena is to manage my personal calendar. So between them, I was like a ping pong ball between these two ladies playing table tennis. You know, I'm the ping pong ball. One will shoot me off in this part of the world, the other will shoot me off this part of the world. The other one will say, "No, you have to come here to India. No, he's going to go there." So but end of the day, there was chaos. But we had a Google document. Now I can show you my Google Doc. You can see which now actually for me, thanks to SG and Joanne actually helps me also monitor it. I'll show you how. But we created systems that are going to try to bring us to the center of balance. Okay. The other thing is learning. I learned from a book called The Five Love Languages. I know that we may be getting ending our time here, but that's another book I strongly recommend called Five Love Languages, which I will explain that to you so it will save you the time of going and reading it. One second. Let me just pull this up. Since I already talked to you about this topic, I don't want to like, or Joanne can, okay, here you go. This is something I built many years ago. It's my travel calendar. This will tell you. So this is something that this is how I got myself to some level of. So here, let's look at this particular month, May. I'm going to France, then I'm speaking in Italy, then Monaco, then I'm going in the US, Spain, Morocco, then so these two, all these are like appointments across, right? So this will continue. So Joanne will start putting. So Joanne will know when I'm hardly much time in Singapore, but having some kind of a visual representation for a guy like me who's traveling a lot to know which cities where I am all across the world. So this started helping me. Can you see the screen? Shall I turn it off now? So it gives
Yes.
you. So and Joanne has very nicely put by my birthday to remind me that I need to be somewhere in the world. Okay, so one thing. The other thing is called the 5 love languages. Okay, so let me explain that for you. Each of us have got a fuel tank. Esgi, did I explain this to you before or not? I don't think so. Okay, this will be good news for you. So the imagine that we are all vehicles, okay? Some of us run with petrol, some of us run with diesel, some electrical, some are hybrid. So there are 5 love languages for us. I learned this from a book. And for some of us, see, depending on what fuel you put, the energy or love is more. Okay, that is the basic concept. For some of us, it's called words of appreciation. They say, hey, I love you. You did a good job. Okay. So for those people, you need to, this words of appreciation. For some of us, it is quality time, spending time with that person. For some others, it is touch, holding the hand or a pat on the back, some physical touch. Okay. For others, it is a gift, giving a gift. For them, the love tank will go more if they get a gift. Okay. And finally, it is acts of service, doing something for them. So rewind many years back when Meena and I didn't have kids, we were dinks, DINKS, double income, no kids. We were in the US. Both are computer engineers making significant money. We come back home. I used to come back home before her. When I come back home, I'll wash all the dishes. I'll keep everything neat. She will come back a little an hour later and say, "Oh, Mac, I love you." And this. For me, after reading this book, I realized that I am acts of service. And so whatever she says, I love you, and all just goes over my. Oh, it's like what nonsense is this, right? It's not really interacting. But she's a person that needs that words of affirmation. Once I learned that, I still don't do a good job at it, by the way. But I know that as I look at Joanne, she's closing her mouth and laughing like crazy. But having and she also, what used to happen is we were newly married, I think at that point or sometime a few years out of it, my laundry would never get done when because she'll just put perfume on my socks and we were wondering what is this. My socks is smelling of perfume instead of thing. So once we saw this book, then we realized what actually helps each other out. Got it? So for my daughter, my younger one, it is quality time and touch. By the way, if I ask any woman in this room, which is your love language, they'll say, Mac, all the 5. I love getting gifts, right? I love saying thing. I want to have that quality time. I want that touch. I want to do all the cooking for me, right? They will say all the 5 things. But we all have one or two primary things. For my daughter, it is quality time and touch. So even now, she's now going to be 22 or 23. Whenever I meet her, I spend quality time with her. I'll hold her. She's a 23-year-old kid, but she will just hold my arm and we'll walk together. That I know is energizing her. My older daughter, nothing. No, I love you. No, nothing, 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 nothing. But for her, she's like me, acts of service. The moment she says something, I will drop everything in BNI XYZ and I'll attend to that first. Because she may not reach out to me often, maybe once in 3 months or once in 4 months, but that becomes, because she's an acts of service person, my responsibility to fill her love tank is by doing that action that she wants me to help her with. Make sense? So this is very important when you're trying to get the work-life. What is it? It's not work-life balance, but it is work-life harmony. It is work-life harmony. We can only create harmony by understanding these few points and fine-tuning it. Your husband went hungry today, perfectly fine. You're going to be a multi-millionaire and he's going to be well-fed in the years to come. Correct? But he also needs to allow you to blossom, and you're going to allow him to blossom as well. We both are, you need to understand, we both are equal partners in that. You
Yeah,
need to
that's
also,
why he went smoothly, because he loved what I do. Sometimes so he sit in my room and he just listen to
why
what
is he
I'm
not attending this workshop, by the way?
because his a like उसका warehouse है. So some trucks and drivers are there at his
These
workhouse.
drivers all could have attended the workshop. You could have learned a few things. At least this part you could have learned.
Next time I'll invite all of them.
I don't know when I'm going to talk about the 5 love languages. You could have. Okay, let me ask. Yeah, I know we had to open up for questions, but okay. But does this understand? So we learned these techniques. We learned behavioral styles. We learned all these. So, guys, the one tip I can give you before we are opened up for questions is, if you forget your business, just work on yourself. Learn to become a better person on dealing with people. Spend money on improvising yourself, whether it's seeing a free YouTube video or something, but you need to work on you as a person in order to impact many lives. All of you are going to be impacting many lives in the future. You are John Maxwell, that I spent some time with the last few months ago. He says we are all like the law of the lid. Okay, this is the lid, and if you are over here and this is your organization will never grow more than the lid. This is the lid. You need to grow personally. Okay, unless you invest in yourself and grow personally, you're never going to, your organization can never grow. It's called law of the lid. So please spend time, learn. There's many free things. Learn, just become a better person each day. And your children, your husband, your wife, your friend, your girlfriend, boyfriend, they will see your video more than your audio. You know what I'm saying? They need to see you and they'll get inspired by you. Okay, I know that was the last question, but it was pretty long. Wow, we had a long session today, huh? It seems
But we
very
loved
short.
it, sir. We loved it.
Okay.
Yes, so there are so many
Oh,
questions, Gargi. Now you.
so many questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everyone, let's start with Tejal ma'am first.
Take Tejal in the spotlight. मेरे को हटा दो.
Yes, Tejal ma'am, you can start.
First of all, lots of love and gratitude to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Tej.
And so many like clarity will be there. Thank you, that Gargi ma'am and Soniya ma'am. It's really amazing for me. I'm having questions about only self-doubt. I'm having lots of that, but you clear on it, right? But the
Voice. Tejal, your voice is low.
Okay, go ahead. You said about self-doubt.
okay, now it's okay.
Come
Yeah, go
close
ahead.
to
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm having just about the self-doubt, but you clear it out. But sometimes I feel like that inner voice says like that maybe I'm not enough, even though we are leading lots of people in our community and will be there. But sometimes it's always feel like that we are not enough, maybe I'm not enough, something will be missing, and all those things going on in that mind.
Okay. So how do you overcome that, Tejal?
I just go with my mentor and open this like the old sessions, and I go with that. Every time I'll do the same thing, but still sometimes and time and again it's trigger me that I'm always feeling like that something will be missing. I'm not enough. Something will be missing.
Let me tell you, Tejal, even today, there'll always be, even I feel there's something missing. Okay. And that is a part of life. There'll always have to be something missing so that you can become a better person of yourself. Okay. So it is part. So don't though you may be feeling it's missing, you need to be listening. If that mentor's audio inspires you, listen to that. If I were you in those early days when I didn't have money, I'll go in front of the mirror and Shad Hamstadler wrote a book called What Do You Do When You Speak to Yourself? Okay. Your tongue has got all the power, Tejal. You need to lock yourself in the bathroom or in your bedroom and speak, I'm a winner, I'm strong, I'm thinking. So you need to psych yourself into a state to get, again, Tony Robbins says, get up, move out, go help somebody else. So some of these techniques, when you have self-doubt, go help somebody else. Go and do something outside. Go do gardening. Go do something physical activity, but you need to program yourself positively. It will not happen overnight. There are other frequencies you can listen to in the night before sleeping. You can listen to positive affirmations before sleeping. Okay, these are things you can listen and go subconscious can work. If you have self-doubt, let me ask you a question. How much reading do you do before you sleep?
Before sleep, I am not reading, but early morning I'll read.
What do you watch before you sleep?
I am just chanting Hanuman Chalisa.
Very good. Hanuman Chalisa is a fantastic prayer. Okay. Most people watch the news before they sleep. So the time when you go to sleep is when your subconscious, whatever you put in the last in your brain, is what your subconscious is working on. So I would suggest, in addition to Hanuman Chalisa, I would suggest that you read or you listen to something positive. Listen to your mentor's audio before sleeping. Okay, listen to some positive affirmation, listen to a positive story before sleeping, because that self-doubt will go away then. When you wake up in the morning, you'll be thinking about the next thing you need to do to help your business grow. Okay, and we all have mentors. If you have self-doubt, call another buddy of yours, peer of yours. But it's normal, Tejal. We all have self-doubt. Even today, you ask me, I'll have self-doubt. But how fast you bounce out of it is important. I hope that helped. Okay, good.
Thank you.
Vedika, thanks for putting that. The strangest secret. Oh, Vedika is here today. Hi. Okay. Shruti, are you next?
Thank you so much, Tejal ma'am. Stuti ma'am, you can go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Master, for being here and guiding us today. There was a lot of nuggets I'm taking home. Since the last part you took about five love languages, and of course I have read that book. But since the women are a lot more emotional as compared to masculine energy, so I'm in the phase of finding a partner. So how a woman should be managing the emotions so that it doesn't overtake the professional life. We are in the phase of building something, surviving and building a business. But then emotions take the toll, and it usually happens to me that my work life goes on the backseat and the emotions overtake it. So if you can guide around
Yeah.
it.
So let me understand your question. You're now building your business, and also you have you're in the process of finding a partner or have a partner, correct? And then it's a balancing again. We talked about the work life.
Time, right place, થઈ જશે, ચિંતા નહીં.
Somebody's on the phone on the.
Gargi, can you mute somebody?
Yeah. Okay. So so you're trying to balance your career objectives with your other personal. You have to allocate time. If you really are looking to find another person in your life, or maybe you already have that person in your life, sometimes you need to, in the early stage, you have to allocate, okay, literally in the calendar. Okay, this is my work hours. Let us imagine, Shruti, you're working for one of the large companies, Microsoft or Amazon or any of the large. Do you think that they would be having demands on your time for a particular project? They have, right? Just like that, your time for your growth of the business, you allocate. There are 168 hours in a week or more. You want to band out, these are my office working hours, and then these are the hours you have to devote for your relationship. And for when you're in your relationship mode, please turn off everything else. There is no emergencies in coaching business. Nobody's
Yes.
going to, you know what I'm saying?
That.
There's no emergencies in coaching business. I'm going to do the best that I can to the best of my ability for me to keep my business moving forward. If I'm going to attract a partner in my life, or I have a partner in my life, I do need to give in the early stages of my marriage or relationship, I need to devote that time there. Okay, it's like planting a tree. Unless you nurture the relationship in the early stages. Of course, today Meena and I have been together for many years, so we can always do things because we are almost independent trees of our own. So I don't need to be in her space, she doesn't need to be in my space. But early stages of your thing, you both need to nurture. You need to put the water, you need to grow the tree together. You see what I'm saying? So that time has to be done in the early stage of your relationship. If not, it doesn't bond well.
All right. Good.
Good.
Thank you so much.
I hope I answered
Thank
your
you so
question.
much.
Okay. Good. Who we have here? Juhi. Let's go with you, Juhi.
Juhi ma'am, please unmute.
Am I audible?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really amazing session. Lots of learning, and I got lots of clarity. In
Thank you.
You have explained it very beautifully. How to follow one thing and like जैसे आपने सिद्धार्थ सर का एग्जाम्पल दिया था. So I get confused in different funnels. With different people guide you to different funnels which are in the market now. So I want to know what is the perfect funnel or how to choose that perfect funnel that will help you. क्योंकि I even understand कि there has to be a failure before you go, because but deciding that funnel is difficult.
Yeah.
So
So Juhi, what is your business, by the way? What's your coaching business about?
Healing and life coaching.
You have an amazing backdrop. I love that backdrop behind you. It's like,
Thank you, sir.
I don't know what's on the picture, but it makes you be like a queen radiant. Oh, Buddha. All right. Your
Yes.
your, your
And
position,
this is
your
all thanks to Sonia ji.
uh,
And
oh
it's
yeah,
all.
good. Hey, listen, Juhi, if you ask me what's the perfect funnel, I don't. I'll tell you a secret. That there is no perfect funnel. You have to figure out something that works for you, okay? In the sense that you try a few things, some will work out better than the others. And another thing is, I've seen some coaches and even in business life, they'll be going on asking multiple people and they'll get multiple answers and it'll confuse them. So if I were you, let me ask you, how often do you change your funnel system? Is it like once a month, once in 3 months? When is it? Once a week?
No, sir. Funnel is like we have learned from Siddharth sir ki
Yeah.
you should have your L1, L2,
L2,
L3.
L3, correct.
Yeah. So I was not confident. I'm still not confident about my L1. Okay,
Okay.
so there are many. Sorry, but what I have heard is you don't need to go for L1, L2. You can go for direct high ticket offer if you are coaching one to one.
Yeah, absolutely.
So again, that creates situation. Means confusion. Ki if you are selling high ticket, so how do we get clients directly for high tickets? And that is a challenge.
Yeah. So I may not have the right answer for you, Juhi, but I think if you are doing one-to-one coaching, yes, I do agree that you can skip one or two levels in between. Okay. And sometimes some of my clients are all very high-end clients. Nobody would ever come into my L0, L1, L2 process at all. I have
Right.
clients, I think some of them are already in the room here today as well. So do a few things, figure out what works for you. Try. No, we're not going to, there's not going to be a perfect system, but you will get to a perfect system once you know, okay, I'm going to try this L0, L1, and let's say L3. Okay. Or I'm going to go L0 or I may not have an L0. I may just, so you need to figure out one or two ways, but don't do it forever. Say like for these next 2, 3 months, what I'm doing is going to be directly taking one-to-one, or this is the process I'm going to follow. Every person you talk to will have a different answer. Today, I'm giving you a particular answer which may or may not work. End of the day, you're the business owner, and nobody else is going knows your business better than yourself. Nobody else knows your skill set better than yourself. Nobody else knows what you can deliver value to your client better than you. There will always be self-doubt. Okay, am I good enough for that L4 or L3 or whatever it is? But believe me, there are people who will be willing to pay you for that particular level and want to learn from you. Okay, you are there to mentor them. Have that faith and then progress. Okay. I know I cannot tell you a particular funnel, but just try a few, stick to one.
So, like,
Stick to one for 3 months or 6 months. See what that.
yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this
Thank
answer,
you.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much, Julie ma'am. Yes, next person is Talha, sir. Please unmute.
Hey.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Hi.
Okay, perfect. Hi, Mac. Hope you're doing fantastic and fabulously well. By the way,
Yeah.
actually, I'm listening from Pakistan right now at the moment, and this
Oh,
is
wonderful.
really awesome to actually have the talk with you. And the thing is, like, I'm also running my own coaching business, and this is the kind of a startup that I'm actually working on. I'm a public speaking coach working on introvert students, young professionals, as well as aspiring entrepreneurs, like how they can actually master public speaking without stage fright. So the thing is, one thing that I want to share, and by the way, I'm also having an engineering background. Like when you're actually mentioning about the circuits, I was actually resonating with you.
Yeah.
One thing that I want to actually learn from you is like, uh, what is that thing like most of the coaches make? What are the mistakes that most of the coaches make when they're actually solopreneurs, when they're starting out their journey? And if you have to start everything from scratch, in this era, 2025, what is that one thing that you would like to share with us that we must be very careful while we are actually applying in our coaching business, and you do differently when you started back then? What is that thing?
Well, things have changed from when I started. How do I pronounce your name? Taiha? Taiha?
Talha.
Talha. Okay. Okay,
Talha.
Talha. Talha. So things have changed from when I started. Those days were not much of online or internet when I started my career and coaching business. But the basics are more or less the same. It is you have to codify. I'm sure you codified your business and you have your different levels for your business, right?
No,
And
no, no. Like levels, I'm just like figuring out the stuff right now in terms of funnels and all kind of things.
okay,
But I'm
sure.
more curious about like the mistakes that already been done. What I actually
Yeah.
believe, like if we have making the same mistake that already been done, then we are actually fooled, right? So my focus is to learn from those mistakes and to do
Do
new
you have a
mistakes. Yeah,
mentor for your business? Do you have
yeah,
somebody helping you?
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
some system you need to follow. Okay.
Hmm.
When you follow the system, whether it's franchising or here in coaching also, whether you're following Siddharth system or something, they have already been there, done that before. They
Hmm.
already have a process. So codifying your business, then having that levels will help you generate the funnel. So if you ask me what is the one mistake that you can avoid, the one mistake you can avoid is trying to figure things out yourself.
Hmm.
People in the past have already done it. There's so many coaches here who have already solved that issue. So I would suggest one thing, Talha. Is
Hmm.
there another coach in public speaking? You think there is a coach in public speaking arena?
Hmm.
Either
Hmm.
in India or Pakistan or somewhere that there is, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
I would book a one-to-one time with them.
Hmm. Okay,
Somebody in your
great.
domain. That will
Hmm.
save you hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of work.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
we all have to be open enough and humble enough to go and reach out to somebody else
Hmm.
who's been there ahead of us.
Hmm.
And you're not competing with them. You have your own
Hmm.
space. I believe the universe has got enough for all of us to survive.
Yeah,
Okay, so just
perfectly.
because you're a public speaking coach and I'm a public speaking coach doesn't mean that you're going to take my business, I'm going to take your business.
Hmm.
So I
For
would do
sure.
my research, find out talk to Gargi, talk to Soniya, who else who they have come up with public speaking coach who have done well, who have won 1 crore, 2 crore, 10 crore. Book a
Hmm.
one-to-one with them. Definitely they'll be there to help you, mentor you.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
there are processes. Follow what is in your domain there. It will save you
Hmm.
hours of work. Okay.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That's
But
really awesome.
don't
And
go in blind, huh? Don't try to figure out yourself.
yeah,
People are
yeah,
running
yeah.
up.
I do have coaches, and I was just like, mentioning for all of the community as well as for me as well. And I do have connections in terms of, public speaking coaches. Like I'm trying to connect with the people across the globe. And this is actually my mission to actually, bring them all in the one place.
Yeah, Talha, but you need to find out who is on the online space like you.
Hmm.
There are many public speaking coaches, but what is your end game? Is your end game to help others through your online mechanism become a better public speaking coach, or are you want to be like that Toastmasters, which is also public speaking? Have you heard of Toastmasters?
Like, no, like, yes, I heard of Toastmasters, but
Okay,
I'm actually not
Toastmasters is the
doing.
club where they help people do public speaking. So they're different avenues.
Hmm.
Okay, so I want you to find the guru or the mentor who is in your space of what you want to create. You want to create an online space. If that is true,
Yeah.
find a mentor in the online space.
Okay.
If you want to go on the offline space, find somebody from Toastmasters. They can guide you, or go join Toastmasters. Okay.
Probably
And
I will be going
I
online.
would still encourage you, if you are in Pakistan, Lahore, or which city are you in? Whichever city you are,
Gujarat.
there is a Toastmasters there. Okay. Go
Yeah.
join a Toastmasters club once a week or something. They will meet. It really
Wonderful.
will then fine tune your online content as well. Okay.
Perfectly said.
Good.
Perfectly said.
All right.
And
Fantastic.
one more thing that I want to actually mention out, if you can actually elaborate, can I ask?
Oh yeah, I'm available. I'm not sure
Okay.
about the other two girls and Gargi. I'm here
Okay,
to give.
perfect.
For me,
Perfect.
it's already 10:30 in the night. It doesn't matter if I sleep at 12 also, no problem.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
happy to
Tala, go on. Tala,
Okay,
go
go on,
perfect.
go on, bring it
Perfect.
on.
Perfect. Perfect. So, like, when facing a tough decision, in our life, how to evaluate what's truly right? Because we're actually becoming very confused sometimes. What do you think, like, how to actually evaluate when we're actually taking a tough decision?
Oh gosh, there have been many tough decisions I've taken in life. And I know where you're going, because when I moved to India, it was a tough decision. I was living in the US for many years. When I moved to the US, when I came back to India, when I moved to Singapore, when I was suddenly thrown the job of running India market or global market, you come to a crossroads in life and you do not know which path to take.
Yeah.
Sometimes we go to other gurus, sometimes,
Yeah.
at least in India, we go to some astrologer, or we go all kinds of stuff. You get many data points, many data. You father-in-law, mother-in-law, some will give some different data points. So
Clues. Yeah.
you need to take those data points into consideration. I'm not asking you to ignore those data points, okay? But I would still go with the gut feeling. You
Okay.
have to tune your gut feeling.
Hmm.
Please, this is where what I taught you earlier. I wonder, that I wonder word. I wonder when the next lift is going to come. I wonder, start playing with your gut. Because when you come to a crossroads, when people are giving you, when I ran global organizations constantly, I'll have decisions every day. Talha, one more thing. What I learned is there is no right decision. You
Oh.
take a decision based on the parameters that was presented to you at that given point in instant in time, and you are going to do everything to make the decision right. There is no right or wrong decision. Given the parameters and that in that scenario, those days, these are the parameters, and yes, I took a decision based on what I knew at that given instant in time. Maybe a month later, the things would have changed. Parameters have changed. It may look like a wrong decision, but hey, look, it's a learning experience. But I have seen even my other bosses in the US, they do noodling. They'll never give a decision. That is the worst leader. A leader must take a decision and show direction to their staff and their employees. You take a decision and make it right. Okay? There is no
Perfectly
right or
said.
wrong decision. Use your gut
Perfect.
feeling. Make a decision, but take a decision. Don't waste too much time thinking about it.
Yes, and sometimes there is actually a disease known as analysis of paralysis. Yeah.
You set yourself a time limit. In the next 3 minutes, I'm taking the decision. For example, or next 5 minutes, set a timer. Go with your gut feeling. Leave it to universe.
What will be the outcome? Yeah, perfectly said.
Good.
Really like the explanation.
Thank
Love
you,
it.
boss.
Thank you very much.
Best of luck to you. All right, Mr. Arvind, Janardhanam. I would love to hear which city you're from also, guys. Like how he, Mr. Arvind, where are you from?
I'm actually from Thane, but now I'm in Chennai for about a week's time.
Oh, for a week's time. Okay.
Okay. Uh, my question is, we talked about, first of all, gratitude to you for this enlightening session. And
Thank
of
you.
course, I've given my gratitude to Gargi and Soniya ji also.
Absolutely. They're amazing.
And my question to you is, you spoke about the 5 love languages.
Yes, sir.
And suppose a person is a person has, like, say, gift and appreciation as his thing.
Yeah.
And that person doesn't get it. Okay. See, will the person, say, going to a mirror, appreciating himself or herself, for the work done, and maybe buying a gift for him, himself or herself for something, for a work done. Say it could be, as small as a chocolate also. Would that help in such a
So,
scenario?
Mr. Arvind, so basically, one thing that I learned, the way I find out their love language of somebody else is what is it that they're expressing towards me. Okay. Mr. Arvind is like this. Like I gave you a previous example. My wife used to come and say, I love you and all that. For me, it was just like bouncing off, right? But for her, it was words of appreciation.
Okay.
I have another friend. Every time she meets me, she'll give me a gift, some small gift. So then I know for her, gift is her language. Okay.
Right.
She's one of my national directors in Hong Kong.
Right.
Like that, once you'll start identifying. So the best way to find out somebody else's love language is to see how they are interacting with you.
Okay.
Now, your other question is, okay, you're almost talking like in a very individualistic world that there are no people around you to appreciate you or think.
Okay.
Okay. If that is the case, I am sure there are people around you that appreciate you for obviously the very fact that you told two things, that you like words of appreciation, correct? And there are not enough people doing that around you. Find those 1 or 2 friends of yours. Arvind, I'm sure you will find 1 or 2 friends that you'll always get attracted more towards them because they appreciate you and you want to be hanging around them, right? Pick up the phone call and talk to them.
Okay.
And you're absolutely right. Look in the mirror and say, man, you're looking so handsome and so smart and young and energetic. Tell whatever you want to appreciate yourself. Guys, self-love is the most important thing. If you don't respect yourself and self-love yourself, how are you going to? It's okay if nobody else respects you. You need to go, now that you know your love language, it's okay to gift yourself an ice cream or a chocolate, unless you're a diabetic, okay? And then I may be wrong. But, Arvind, it's okay to start giving yourself some love. It's okay. You don't need to be validated by somebody else. Got it?
Got it. Thank you.
Love you, man. Take care.
Arvind sir, you are already so cute. Whole community loves you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Next person, Dipanshu sir.
All right, thank you very much. I hope I'm loud and clear.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Very good evening to you, Mr. Srinivasan. Thank you so much for spending time with us. I remember my days in 2018 when I was training a batch of BNI Noida chapter. I never knew that I'll be doing a one-on-one interaction with you after this. So thank you so much.
Good.
Okay. So I have 2 questions. One, and this is for both the sides of the table. So we have been talking a lot right from the beginning for the coaching mindset, for the leadership, etc. My first question to you is also, so I coach working professionals. So my question to you is, what is your message to the working professionals? Because when they come to a coach like me, they have a lot of confusion in their minds, and they are not even sure. They do not even know the difference between a counselor and a coach. Yeah. So what is your one message, or maybe multiple messages, to these working professionals? At what stage of life should they look for a coach, and why they should look for a coach?
So your working professionals come from what, like IT related or staff or blue collar? What type of working professionals do you coach or mentor?
White
Okay.
collar.
So everybody, if you take any kind of work, I've been there. I've been there, done that before. I was a computer programmer, started my career in different, much other professions. So everybody is looking. If you look at in a career life, most of them are looking at, okay, what can they do in order to get that promotion, get a slightly better income, correct? And the one thing, Dipanshu, that I would encourage you to tell your students is that they need to work on themselves. That is one thing one mentor told me. And I'll tell you a story, okay? And this will probably cement this whole thing. So there was a dad who was maybe you heard the story already, because we are all part of the coaching industry. I bet used to read this. Dipanshu, you have a kid that's 2, 3 years old, or how old?
Well, my daughter is 7 and my son is 7 months.
7 months. Okay. Okay.
My
Imagine you
daughter
have
is
a
7 months.
2, 3 year old and you're reading the newspaper on a Sunday morning, sipping your tea. Okay. And your daughter or son, who's like a 2, 3 year old kid, comes and, daddy, 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 play with me, play with me, play with me, right? And so the dad is reading the newspaper, and the newspaper, there's a map of the world. Okay. So the dad then takes that newspaper, and just to get some time, he tears that newspaper into like 5 or 6 pieces or 10, 20 pieces and puts it down and says, solve this as jigsaw puzzle. You heard the story. I'm not sure, but you heard or not. But the kid comes back to him in just like 5 minutes. Dad is completely flabbergasted. How is it done? So when the dad was reading the newspaper, on the other end of the newspaper is the diagram of a human being. So the kid put the human together, and the world fell into place. You understand? So you put yourself together, and the world around you will fall into place. So for a person who's in career, they all think they need to learn the next, AI. They need to learn. They're all chasing after technology. They're chasing after this. They want to get that one promotion. They want to do that. I learned this that made me lots of, my career blossomed completely was when my mentor told me, if you learn the technology of people, doesn't matter what product or service. I can today hire the architect, I can hire the AI guru, okay, but none, or like that's how my career grew. I from a completely computer geek with headphone on my ear, tuning myself away from the world. The more I learned about people, learning about myself, personality styles, books, and other things, I started moving up in my career very fast. Okay, they need it, whether they are a geek or whatever they are, they need to be able to deal with people. And most often not, these career oriented people, they invest too much money on only brushing up their career part of it. They don't brush up even dressing sense, Dipanshu.
Yes.
They need to learn how to dress. They need to learn how to like so all these small things will help them boost their career greatly. I hope that's really that'll help out your students.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing this wisdom.
Okay,
May I put across
good.
my second question now?
Sorry.
May I put across the second question now?
Oh yeah, sure. I'm not sure yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the second question is about the coaches. So we have seen there is evolvement. The world of coaching has been evolved. If I just have got entered into social media, and thanks to Gargi for this, she's coaching me for that. However, after these 17 years, I've seen that it is completely a transition into the phase. So social media is the presence right now. But according to you, what should we, all the coaches in this room, be ready with in the coming years?
What they should be ready with
In the coming years.
I know folks like Gargi and Siddharth will guide us through that, because I was just sitting on a Tag Mango demonstration on Sunday, I think, or as many of you might have been there. They've already bringing in the AI. They've already solved many of the things that we already need for the coaching community. Right from when you track this, the whole sequencing of what in the past took us tools, multiple places we had to subscribe is all done through one ecosystem, right? So there are coaches that will help you through that ecosystem. There are these tools all come and go, but pick something that that serves your particular community. You know, sometimes a simple thing as a spreadsheet can also serve your community. So we don't need to complicate it, but do I don't have. So thanks Dipanshu. But what we're going to do moving forward, I am going to take one question. I'll answer one question because my answers are pretty long. And any second question, please do come back in the queue. That way I get to meet as many as possible. Is that okay? If I just answer one question for each, okay? And then I'm happy to answer the second question, but just come back in line. Thanks, Dipanshu. I hope it was good for you. Let's go to Aditi.
Yes.
Hi, Mark. Thank you
Hey.
so much for such an insightful session. And my gut feeling was right to attend this.
Yeah.
I'm on a vacation and I took a time. I have so many people around me, and I keep telling them, go out of my room, I need to attend this. So thank you so much. It was insightful. And I have a lot of questions, but one key question is how to understand as a business owner and a coach, where are we stuck? For me, I belong to a business family. My dad is an industrialist. So business runs in the blood. I started my first business when I was 21 years old. It was an manufacturing and export thing. I worked in B2B, B2C, and I know everything. I started business coaching back in I think 2015 or 16 when I did not even know there was such a vast field of coaching. There were just a few vendors who asked for my help, and I started coaching them. Now I am stuck somewhere and I cannot decode it. And I've been working with Gargi for a short time now, and I think she would agree that I know most of the things and I am doing everything, right from setting up the business, right from appearing on social media, helping people, whatever things you have taught till now in the session. Trust me, right from faith to action, I've been doing it all, but I'm not seeing the results. And I don't know, like, I'm stuck somewhere and I'm not able to crack that code. I have the right coaches. I did train the trainer with Blair Singer. I am in Siddharth's community. Now with Gargi, and I'm a person who can learn from anyone. I do talk to random people who I see are better than me and can teach me. I go take their opinion, but somewhere I am stuck and I feel that I am not earning and I'm not at that platform where I'm supposed to be. Though in the past, I had a 35 crore turnover back in 2018 before something major happened. So I have been there, and now this coaching thing is pretty new, and I'm just a little lost. And sometimes,
Okay.
the situations are such that everything is not stable, but you still have a lot of security and you can do things.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Aditi. Something
Yes.
off base, something out of the box, actually.
Yes.
How many minutes do you meditate daily?
I am a Reiki grandmaster.
Okay, that's fine. You can
Yeah, so
be.
I at least see on days, maximum days, I was doing 30 minutes every day. But recently, like past 1.5 month, I have been off the hook. I recently got married, moved countries, and just
Okay, Aditi,
trying
where are
to
you speaking
adjust.
from? Which part of the world are you speaking from?
Right now, I'm in India. I have moved to Muscat. I came back to my
Okay.
mother's
So,
place recently for.
Aditi, there is based on what you're saying, right? I've also run
Mhm.
large businesses, transitioned, then
Mhm.
rebuilt, again rebuilt. So there will be a point that we all go through where we feel stuck. You're doing all
Mhm.
the action, like it's not the action, sometimes I call it the burden of knowledge. Have you heard that term, the burden of knowledge? You know everything, right? And whatever Max saying, I already know. I've already done that. It's like because your experience has been there. You come from a business family. So whenever I've come across somebody like you who knows, and then there are only two things: either they are not acting, that means they're not taking day-to-day action, which you are taking action because you're already plugged into the right communities. Now it is, you remember the three laws I said, the manifestation, the law
Yes.
of attraction, the law of action. Now is the law of gestation. You
Okay.
need to give it time for it to manifest, right? The law of gestation means letting go, letting go, saying,
Okay.
God, universe, I'm doing my work, I'm doing my karma. It is your responsibility to manifest it. It's not my responsibility.
Mhm.
Okay, and that happens in a much higher spiritual plane. That's why I asked, how long do you meditate? You can be, again, the very fact you said you're a Reiki master immediately brings me back to the burden of knowledge. You understand? I think you do understand. You know too much about the energies. You know too much about these. So what happens is you now need to let go. Please, from tomorrow morning, go sit with you, forget your Reiki master, forget whatever, forget 35 crore, 300 crore, 200 crore business that you ran in the past, doesn't matter. You are already an accomplished person. The people that you need to serve are already out there and are connecting to you. I think this is an energy. This is not your coaching game. It's an energy game right now for you, specifically for you. I don't normally coach this. I don't tell this, but for you, I want you to go back and spend some time meditating, letting loose. There is a universe. There is some superpower controlling things. In my little observation of you, you want to control everything in the sense, control in the sense, you know everything. Am I right? Aditi, am I just seeing through you? Am I reading through you?
Absolutely.
So now it's
Yes.
time to let go.
Okay.
Bhagwan, whatever Allah, you take care of it. I'm not the superpower. You're the superpower. I am only your tool. Channelize your greatness through me. Channelize your greatness through me. I'm only your tool. I'm only your channel. Just let me be your hands through the work. The moment you ground yourself, do you walk barefoot?
Yes. I
Okay,
mostly walk barefoot.
barefoot on
At home.
grass, because for you grounding
There
is
is no
important.
grass in Muscat now.
Okay. There are grounding mats. There I can point you on Amazon. You get
Yeah,
something
sure,
called
sure.
grounding mats. You
Okay.
get so
Mm-hmm.
you can put it under your table and plug it to the wall. It will only take the ground from the wall because all the buildings are grounded to the earth. So in a modern world, we're not able to find the grass, or we're not able to go to the beach. But in Muscat, if there's in the evenings, if you're able to go down and walk on sand, for you
Yes,
specifically,
that's possible.
why I'm specifically telling you, because you are playing the energy game. You're helping many people in through your Reiki cure them, right?
I do not sell Reiki. Like I am a communication coach and I teach English.
Okay, but it's still an energy game for you. You are miss know all. Okay, I want you to get back to ground, and you will suddenly see the way it's going to manifest for you so much that then you will start building your team. You'll need again to build back that empire of yours.
So that means I am not missing out on any point except just grounding myself and letting go.
Letting go. Don't control it.
That I'm very good at.
To go in the flow. Muscat, there's enough sand out there in the nights when it's cold. Just walk on it. Well, I'm not talking for every day. Okay, just do it for like 20 days or 2 weeks or 1 week. You start seeing the shift that's happening. There are certain
trust you.
blocking that energy, which you're a Reiki master, and you already know what I'm talking about. You just ground that negative energy out. Let it go out of your system. Got it? And
I
let
was
the
much thinking that there is something because coaching industry per se, the way Siddharth has been teaching us, Blair sir taught us. So these things are new to me. I have done it my way, but the ways they are teaching the funnels, these all things were pretty new, and I thought that maybe there is something I am missing.
So just
But
follow the process. If it has worked for them, it will work for you.
I'm doing it to
Okay,
the
then
T.
what will happen is
Everything.
there will be times when you can improve on it in the future. Okay, there will be time when you fine tune it to your business, but the initial days just follow the process. Okay, whatever is required. But for you, it is not the process. It is not the work. It is God. I'm only a tool. Okay, I do not know anything. I'm starting from zero. Let it work. It'll happen for you.
That's
And
the
believe me,
best
Aditi,
answer.
I'm not sure I'm connected to you, but you please let Gargi know within 2 weeks or 3 weeks that what's happened in your life. I like to keep that. Wish you the best.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Give
Thank you
yourself
so
3 weeks, 3 weeks of grounding. Okay. Meditating.
Definitely.
It will come to you.
Yes.
Some ideas will
Hmm.
come to you. Your gut feeling will start improving.
Hmm.
Please. Yeah.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Okay, Sachin, let me learn some English with you. I love that English with Sachin.
All right. Am I audible to you, sir?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for your time and the wonderful insight that you've shared. And I'd like to thank Sonia as well for inviting me over. It has been an amazing session, so thank you very much. So my question,
Thank you.
sir, is that I've had some early successes in my life, right? But after some time, I found myself to be a bit complacent and I thought I know it all. And I kind
Yeah,
of saw that flow of learning has stopped.
correct.
You, as an individual who has had a significant amount of success in your life and career, professionally and personally, how do you not become complacent after getting some sort of success? And how do you keep the loop of learning going on? That's the biggest challenge for me these days.
Okay. So when that little bit of success comes, no, in your case, or so many, then people start. I learned that you need to give a very short time frame for celebrating that success. Maybe one evening, maybe 1 hour.
Yeah.
Most people get that success and they start celebrating for months on together. They think I've already arrived. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And
Yeah.
that when you give yourself too long a celebration, let us say you won a cricket match, okay? You give yourself too many months of celebration, you're not going to be back in the field practicing for the next game that's going to happen a year from now. Got
Right.
it? So in celebration also, you need to give yourself very short time. Go and celebrate, no problem. But then get back the next day morning and start working again. Okay. So the other two words that I can share with you here is my mentor again, she taught me. You have one is called forgiveness. Okay, because people are here, you're born on this earth, so to learn experience on this earth, so there'll be always some jealousy, some hurt, somebody making you angry, somebody stealing, whatever it is, right?
That's right.
So whenever an incident happens like that in your life, you need to forgive that person and say, with this, my relationship or my karma with you is complete. May you go in peace. If you
Yeah.
don't do that, it's going to come back and repeat. And I think Gargi will be the best person to teach you that. Okay.
Sure.
The second thing is where I want to talk to you about is when people praise you for you accomplishing something. If you do not deflect it and give it out to others, saying, "Hey, thanks to my team," like I always praise my team.
Yeah.
Without them, I'm not successful.
Yeah.
You need to share it back. When a spotlight comes on you, share it to the tools or share it to the universe. If you don't do that, it becomes ego. When it
Right.
becomes ego, it makes you complacent and pulls you down.
Hmm.
Got it?
That was so relatable. Yes.
So relatable, right?
Yeah.
So nobody has explained it in that way. Many people do not know that. So when you get the spotlight, we want everybody in this room to get a spotlight. Everybody needs to accomplish. We all want to win. We all want
Yeah.
to succeed. But when we get that success, celebrate it, but then next day start working on the next year or next project. And when you get the success, make sure you thank the people. Like I thank my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my family, my wife, people who have helped you get to that success, or my team, the Joannes, the SGs of the world who have tremendously helped me get to where I am. So you need to share it back because that will defuse the ego.
Yeah.
If you take many of the saints and other people, you have seen many people, they're very good, but then they all go downfall because ego gets into their mind. And finally, I leave this one thought with you. When we learn from the gurus, right? The gurus are also human beings. They will also make mistakes.
Yeah.
So don't get attached to anyone, but just learn from the message, learn the message they're sharing with you, but do not become so enamored by that guru. Or don't become like because they are also human beings. They are also going to do faults in the
Right.
future. Okay. So that is not related to your question, but I just wanted the team to know. Always take the message and apply the message, but do not forgive that other person because all saints have been sinners at some times, and every sinner has an opportunity to be a saint.
Sure. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Thank
Good.
you.
Thank you. Sonia, how are we doing on time? You're good, right? You're okay with me speaking?
Yes, yes, yes.
All right.
Please,
Okay.
I
Good.
just I'm loving to listen to you.
All right. Good. Swati, you've been waiting for a long time. She's been in and
Yeah.
out. I've been watching her. She's been like, hey. Come on, get my question. Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks, Mac. It was wonderful, wonderful being part of this session. And I mean, amazing insights, very motivated. And sorry, I have to be off and on because some of the office commitments going on
Oh, yeah, yeah.
simultaneously. Yeah. So Mac, my question to you is that, currently I'm at a, kind of a pivotal point in my life where I'm trying to move away from complete corporate. So I have a 20 years of corporate experience, and Sonia and Gargi know about that. And I'm trying to move towards life coaching. And, in fact, before that, I'm also moving into occult. So, occult, that is Vastu and numerology, and life coaching are my areas where I really want to step in and move, forward. And I want to completely quit the corporate world and move into serving people, gaining abundance for me, and that's my purpose. So, currently, when you're sailing in two boats, it becomes a little challenging. So I wanted your insights, your tip on how to navigate this financial and emotional turmoil little smoothly. So what's your take, and what tip
One
can you
thing,
give me?
I relate with you a lot because I've also been in and around corporate for over 20 years
Okay.
myself, right?
Sure.
So, and I just very recently stepped out of corporate to
Okay.
do my passion of what I'm doing today. So, Swati, what do you do in corporate? Is it is it sales, marketing, or what
No,
is it?
so it is. So I have been with the consulting and executive search firms. So I have worked with companies like McKinsey, and so I was a research analyst myself. But then, in very early years of my career, I graduated into a people management and a team leader role. So currently, leading a team of around 100 people, managing clients, managing teams, conflict management. So gyan dena pure din ka kaam hai to the team. So that's how, I mean,
But
while Sonia and
you
I,
have a dream to get your coaching business, and more than coaching, you want to make a difference in somebody else's life by using
yes,
the energies that you learned either from
yes,
whichever the occult ones. When you say occult, you mean maybe it's tarot, maybe Reiki, not Reiki, but
it's Vastu and
Vastu.
numerology currently for me.
Vastu.
Yeah, yeah,
And those are very, I know people who make tons of money on that particular, you'll make
yeah.
much more money than your corporate life using Vastu.
That's what I plan to. I think I'm already very late,
Oh, you're not
but
late. You're not
hmm,
late at all. So your question is again comes back to that. It's not work-life balance. It is work and passion balance. Your
yeah,
passion is this. You have work.
yeah.
Is there any way that you can allocate, um, like you can lock yourself, like weekends or something out that, hey, look, I'm not available on weekends from your
That's
corporate
what
life?
we've planned initially to start with, that I think weekends have to be completely locked, and priorities have to be set that if 5 days for work, the 2 days will be absolutely, no corporate and no job requirements. And we'll have to be very, very clear on that. So I think that navigation and that
You have a
transitioning is a little, yeah,
100 member team, okay? And
yeah,
this is what we need to do. You need to start identifying who's going to replace you. Okay. I'm just telling
yeah,
you in your
yeah,
company because I've built large teams. So I know there will be a point of transition. Like I said, you always start with the exit in mind.
yeah.
Now you need to set yourself a time frame, whether it is December or March 31st that you're quitting your job.
Okay.
Work backward.
Yeah, yeah.
First, set your deadline.
Hmm.
Mac, I'm leading a team of 100, but March 31st, 2026, I'm out of it. Plus that
Yeah.
stinking job,
Hmm.
right? Yeah, I'm
Hmm.
grateful for the job for all these years, but unless you set that deadline, then you work yourself backward. Okay. In the
Yeah.
part of working yourself backward is you need to identify these one or two team players who
Hmm.
are going to become a right hand and who's going to take over your job in the future, and tell
Hmm.
them that they are going to be the first level of escalation. You're going to try to reduce the number of escalations coming to you.
Yeah.
Currently, you
Yeah.
find out these are the 5 or 6 escalations that come to me because
Hmm.
I've been in your very same role.
Oh, yeah.
I've run large companies. Earlier, everybody will come to me only. Then I'll say, no, you
Hmm.
have to go to Preeti first. Unless
Hmm.
I have to call it weaning away the baby,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
You're having
Hmm.
a baby. you need to wean it away from you, right?
Yeah.
You start thinking for that in your corporate life.
Right.
Wean away that baby from you by identifying 2-3 people. They are the first point of escalation before it comes to you. That will
Yeah.
free up some of your evenings and weekends. Most of
Right.
your jobs, your personal clients, your like Vastu, it's more like an in person. You need to be on the site.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do with seeing the diagram. I
Yeah.
have done. Do you use pyramid Vastu, or do you do that, or what is the solutions you
We
use?
don't prefer. I mean,
No, no,
my
okay.
coaching style doesn't prefer pyramids.
Okay, but you do when you go as a Vastu, you're going to implement it, or you're just coaching others to.
No, no, it's about the entire implementation.
So your
So we're going
implementation.
to,
That means you have
yeah,
to
if
physically
it's,
be there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So your clients' meetings, all that have to be scheduled either in the evenings or the mornings, or you have to take that planner. Let
Yeah.
us say you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, hopefully, or 8 o'clock. Or no, I think you might be getting up at 6:30, and then
How do you know the exact time my daughter goes to school?
telepathy. I'm channeling it. Okay,
Okay.
and you have a particular time when you end your day, 11
Yeah.
maybe 12ish.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
so in that 6:30 to 11:30 at night, write down every hour or every half
Hmm.
hour. You
Yeah.
block out your work timing. You have to actually have like how you saw my travel calendar. Please
Yeah.
mark out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 6:30
Sure.
in the morning, and you can block out in half an hour chunk or 1 hour chunk, and you can block out, okay, this 9 to 5 or 9 to 4, whatever time frame is devoted to work. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to you have family commitments blocked
Yeah.
it in. You have other
Yeah.
children, whatever it is. Then
Yeah.
these the time, 4 hours a week or 5 hours a week or 6 hours a week for my practice, your
Right.
passion. And your
Right.
family needs to know that as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So your appointments are going to come into that time frame, because now what's going to happen when you look at that calendar, you're having a snapshot of your calendar today.
Yeah.
You're going to have a snapshot of your calendar sometime in September, a
Hmm.
snapshot of how your calendar looks like in December. Okay. And
Okay.
what's going to happen is you're going to start seeing the transition of only 8 to 10 hours of your passion slowly growing 20
Yeah.
hours, 30 hours. Your
Yeah.
work calendar will start shrinking to a point
Hmm.
where you will tell your boss, look, I can just be a consultant right now. I can come and work 3 to 4 days for you guys because I already built a team, and so when you leave your company also, you want to leave it in such a way that you've actually don't leave the company in chaos, but give them a good
Yeah.
solution when you leave. That they will always respect you. Though I left
Absolutely.
BNI, though I left BNI after working 20 years with them, I'm still consulting for them.
Okay. Okay.
I
Great.
coach the CEO of
Okay.
BNI, and now I work on my own hours because that's the only way I knew I can make it happen.
Right. Right. Right.
Does it give
But I
you
think
a game plan?
absolutely, absolutely. I think that backward planning,
Backward
it
integration.
it's
I,
the
I
best. It's the
I
best.
can tell you this because you're corporate and we all understand that,
Yeah,
sit
yeah.
and
And I
work well.
think I have to visualize, the calendar for my, 6 months ahead calendar
6 months ahead
visualization
of
is
it.
important.
So
Yeah,
when I
important.
talk to you, let's say March 2026,
Hmm.
your calendar will be full of your personal
Have
thing, and you will
wish,
still
wish,
be
wish
doing
that.
corporate, but there'll be a little bit of consulting, like what I'm doing.
Yes, yes, yes,
You
yes.
can still
Absolutely.
whoever is 100 people, they will still reach out to you as a specialist.
Sure, sure, sure.
Wish
Thank
you
you
all the
so
best,
much, Max.
Swati. Take care.
Thank you so much. It was great meeting you, and thank you so much, Sonia ma'am and Gargi, for this for arranging this for us. It was amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Komolika Gupta, you ready? What a nice name. I've not heard that name before. Where are you from?
Thank you so much. I'm from Bareilly, Uttar Pradesh.
Bareilly. I've never been there. I've been to UP, but not to Bareilly. Hopefully, someday in the future.
Absolutely. So, thank you so much for the session. I had wonderful insights for the session today. So, I have a question. Somewhere or the other, it could be same, but it's like I recently got married 5 months ago, and I also
Congratulations.
started my thank you, and I also started my business soon after that, like the coaching business. I had paused my business last year in September because I was like, let's just get married and then we'll get started with it. But what happened is when you're married, eventually there are some expectations of the family which comes in. And I'm living in a joint family. So the time management and the things don't happen the way I try to manage. So it becomes all over the place, and eventually everyone being like every time कि तुम हर समय काम ही कर रहे हो. There should be some time for the family and for your partner because it's all in the growing states together. So how am I supposed to handle that? If you can give me some insight on that.
So, Komalika, did I pronounce your name right?
Yeah, it's Kamalika, absolutely.
Komalika, okay, Komalika.
Yeah.
So, based on this 1 hour or 2 hours of me chatting with you, what are one or two things you can already implement?
It's all
We
about
talked
the
about work-life balance.
work-life harmony it is, yeah.
Okay, work-life harmony. So, what else?
About the action steps which I'm already taking, and like how Aditi ma'am also mentioned that results aren't coming. So somewhere or the other, I'll tell you, like there are expectation that if you are working, they should see results. Then you're like, what's the point of sitting in front of the laptop for the entire day and not getting anything out of it? And I cannot justify
You are now
that
in
with
a
my
new environment, joint family, husband's there to support, mother-in-law, father-in-law there, and
yeah.
you still need
And
to
other
serve and
families also, like
support.
my chacha, chachi, and bhaiya, bhabhi are
So,
also there.
yeah, so you need to, and this is a challenge with most women. They get married into a family, and then it's whether you're doing your own business or whether it's a career. Even if you worked like Swati does in a very large corporate, even she would have gone through the same challenge because the balancing of your work and your personal, because in Indian communities, it's not like nucleus like in the US. When I lived in the US, people get thrown out at 18 years and they are always nucleus family. Whereas in India, we don't get married to the person, we get married to the family. Correct? It's a whole ecosystem. So now you want to build that trust in your family as well. Okay. So they should not see you completely as a fully, it's all about influence and building trust. So you need to make sure that they are served first. Whether it's the first, you're only so new in your marriage, 3-4 months into your marriage, right? So you want to give that space and time to actually put the seeds there, nurture it, and let those small shoots come out for the man, because your career and your business is going to blossom as well. Okay, but there is a time frame in which this is important. The family nurturing is important because that the career and business part I can always reboot it and start it. Okay, 6 months from now, 3 months from now. I'm not asking you to put your career on hold. Please don't take that as my message. All I'm saying is, if given a 40-hour work week, or let's say 168 hours, like I normally count it as, in that 168 hours, I want to make sure that at least 80% of my time, or 75% of my time is for my family. 70% of my time is for family, and 30% at this beginning stage is for my business. Okay. And because you want to build that rapport, I'm not sure if you know your husband from before, or it's an arrange, you might know him from before many years, but he's the only one who probably knows you the best. So then it's about you letting him know that this is the dream that you have. Okay. And he needs to support you as well, and you're going to support him. The main drama is not husband and wife in Indian families. The drama comes in the extended family, father-in-law, mother-in-law, cha-cha, all extended family. And we need to make sure that you are there for them as well, and let them know also, look, I'm building this. Yes, I'm going to be behind a computer, whether I'm doing it here or whether I'm working for some other thing. I'm making sure it's my dream that you're pursuing. Even if you're not building a business, let's say you're learning to play music, you need to spend that 5-6 hours a week, 10 hours a week in learning that. Let them know that this is a talent, a skill that you're building. There's not going to be returns tomorrow. It's not for the sake of money. You're building a skill set that's going to support the family in the future. Okay, I'm pretty sure your family is also mostly a traditional business family.
Yeah.
Correct? Either trading or manufacturing, something like that.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so
Get to trading, yeah.
correct. So they're not yet understood the new technologies yet. That's why they think you're behind a computer all the day. And that's sometimes you would invite your mother-in-law behind the computer as well and show her something else. Show her Hanuman Chalisa, show her something else. God knows what. Get her. So all I'm saying is, because you're brand new to this relationship, you want to spend time nurturing that family side more, because you want those sprouts and those trees to grow. Once they are stable, this is also going to grow faster because they will support you. They will support you. but it is about you building that trust now. Now it's all about building that trust and relationship with them. That it will be so much so that you'll see in a few years, they will be asking you to go and do your stuff. They will take care of the kid. Like for me, my in-laws completely took care of my kids. We were building so many things rapidly. My wife was busy building her business. I was super busy building out BNI for India. My father-in-law was the one that took my kids to school. My mother-in-law was the one who took care of household activities. Okay, it is a team. I want you to invest time in your home team because your home team is the one that's going to help you build your business. I hope that helped. It may not be the right answer for you, but I hope it is that. Do you relate with me?
Yes, yes, absolutely. It was
Okay,
really
good.
good. I think I have to shift my time a bit and
Yeah,
see
give the
everything.
time allocation more to them for now. Later, 6 months from now, it will switch.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And
Good.
thank you so
Thank you.
much, Sonia ma'am and Gargi, for this opportunity. It was lovely having you here, Max. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. All right. Dr. Parvin, how are you? Where are you from, Parvin?
Hello, everyone. Hi,
Hi,
Matt.
hi. Hi.
So glad to see you. I saw you on FBR when Siddharth introduced you, and that's
Yes.
so I'm
Hold on.
Hyderabad.
Which city are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from Hyderabad.
Very nice. Good. I have very good friends over there in Hyderabad.
Nice to know.
Tell me, doctor.
Yeah. So I have something similar to some other person who spoke, but let me give a brief of myself. So I've been a medical doctor for 16 years.
Wow.
I dumped that medical practice and I went into psychology, sat in full-time classroom at 40 years. And I really because that was my journey. Marrying in a conservative family and not being able to be who I am led to a lot of trauma inside me. And, I I healed myself of chronic migraines, brain tumor by
Wow.
going and living my best life after that. So I've always been passionate about helping women and empowering women. So now my question to you is, so I have so many things that I have learned. I'm a doctor, I'm a counseling psychologist, certified life coach, but today I want to be an emotional well-being coach for women. And though I'm taking action every day, doing something or the other, somewhere I get caught up when there are calls and I attend too many calls and action part gets a little bit narrowed down. So I'm not getting the results. And the second thing is that, my message to the market. So when I'm talking about emotional well-being, how it is affecting women's physical well-being, and they end up with illness. And then I hear a lot of coaches saying that this is not what people are going to come to you for. And you will not be able to make an impact. But, that's my passion and that's my purpose. So what would you suggest?
Okay, so I'm not sure who the coaches that who you went and asked about who told you that people not come. See, it's like this, I can see your face light up when you talk about you creating an impact on other women, okay? So it doesn't matter what others say, really, they really, and first of all, stop asking them. Believe in yourself,
No,
right?
if I have to run ads, then I've spoken to people, and then those are the people who are saying this, but I know that I can't give any other message other than this because this is what my purpose is. This is my life story and my experience, and this is what I want to help women. I
So,
know that
correct.
it's emotional non-expression, emotional suppression, which leads to a lot of physical illness.
80 to 90% of the time you're on the phone rather than only 10% is going towards marketing or other things, because you told me earlier. So you will have to put your time limit on your phone, because see, it's like this.
Calls,
It's like this, Parvin. There
attending
are two
calls.
things. There are two things. You either have most people, I learned there are two things. Okay, one is called activity and the other is accomplishment. Most people think that they are accomplishing things by doing a bunch of activity. I'm going to meeting, I'm going here, I'm getting, blah, blah, but they have not done the actual things for the accomplishment, making those client phone calls or putting those ads or taking like the grunt work of the business. Okay, you're a very people person. I can make out by just seeing you. You're a very people person. You like to get connected to people. You like to solve people's problems. Because of your nurturing attitude, people will dump their issues on you and you take all the loads on your shoulder. Got it? You're not giving time for yourself. You're not nurturing yourself. I think, am I right?
I beg to differ here because I've been working on myself for the past 15 years.
No, I'm
And
saying
I
that
do
time.
call, like,
Yeah.
I also teach people to do the mirror work, which I do every morning for
No,
myself.
sure. What I'm saying is there are people that are constantly, when you're on the phone, people are
Not on
constantly.
phone, on calls, attending Siddharth's calls or
Yeah,
attending some
Siddharth's
other calls.
calls or whatever, right? You're always helping others or learning from there. You need to allocate time for yourself. When I say allocate time for yourself, make yourself 2 A's. Put in a paper 2 A's, okay? Here, let me draw this for you. One A is your activity. Other A is what are the things that you need to do for accomplishing your next step? Please put that down and then limit this drama that you're doing here. You don't need to attend every damn call of, unless there's no point in learning if you don't implement. You have to give away something to be able to fill in more. Okay, so please do that for some time. It's only a time game, but please, your passion is to empower women and help them. Don't let anybody say anything otherwise that will pull it down. Continue that passion. I know of a woman, Parvin. She was also from a very conservative family like yours. She's a homemaker. Her husband had a motorbike, dealership, and they had a petrol pump in Bangalore. And she always wanted to do cake baking. She used to do cakes at home and give. Her son told her mom, you need to sell this, go to BNI and join. I'll introduce you to her. She also comes from a very, very conservative family. Today, after being in BNI, her self-esteem grew, and on top of that, now she is teaching others how to open their own cake and bake stores. But I could see that same light up on your face because it's a passion. She doesn't need to do it for the money, by the way. She was doing it for her passion of baking cakes. Okay, so go forward, just enjoy your passion. But please do note this down. Otherwise, you're going to spend a lot of time activity. Your activity will also involve your family and other things. If you don't allocate your time for your accomplishment, it's going to be challenging for you. All right, let's go.
Thank you so much, Mac, for this.
Yeah.
And yes, now I'm every day going to implement one specific action every single day.
Yeah, you do that, and then you'll see. Then Dr. Parvin, I'll keep you accountable. I'll ask either Soniya or Gargi to let me know whether you're following up on it. Good.
Yes.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thank you, Sherry. How can I help?
You can unmute.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Sherry.
Am I audible?
Yes. Where are you from? Oh, you suddenly became unaudible. Sorry. You were audible. No, now you're not audible. Sorry. Something happened to your mic. You switched the mic.
Try again.
Okay, is it okay now?
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't do anything.
Okay. Very good evening. Thank you so
Thank you.
much, Mac, for the amazing session, and Gargi. Today only I joined the community, so maybe I am not aware about many.
Oh, good.
I'm seeing Soniya ma'am today. So my question is very generic because I am very, very just a very beginner, as in a housewife, just did a life coaching. Abhi just in March I got graduated. So my question here is like I am seeing people are like they are giving so many courses. ये कर लो, वो कर लो. I'm sorry. मुझे थोड़ा सा रोना आ जाता है जल्दी.
No, let it
मतलब
out. Let it out. Let it out. It's okay to share. It's okay to cry. It's okay to let it out. We are here for you. We hold the
We
space.
want to hear you.
the thing is that I have always been wanted to work. Got married in a family wherein सब कुछ चलो ठीक है, did everything. Now I've enrolled myself in life coaching. I did it. Now अब मेरे को समझ में ये नहीं आ रहा है. DMs are full of अब ये वाला business coach के साथ लगोगे तो तुम्हें you'll get the clients. Otherwise client पैसे मिलते ही नहीं है. तो मेरे को ये लग रहा है कि अब women like me जो बिल्कुल घर से अभी first time coaching industry में उसने enter किया है and उसके लिए ये सब बड़े words या फिर व्हाट इज द जर्नी, व्हाट शुड शी डू. मतलब मैंने तो अभी सिर्फ अभी मतलब मार्च में आई गॉट एनरोल्ड. अभी अप्रैल आया है. आई नो इट्स अ लॉन्ग जर्नी. आई अंडरस्टैंड थिंग्स विल नॉट टर्न ओवरनाइट. कंप्लीटली ओके. बट स्टिल मतलब बिकॉज यू हैव टू इन्वेस्ट एवरीवेयर. जब फर्स्ट टाइम आई एनरोल्ड मे बी फ्रॉम समवेयर आई नो मैंने कहाँ से अपने लिए स्टार्ट किया था, हाउ आई अरेंज माय फंड्स. आई नो दैट टाइम आई वाज टोल्ड कि हाँ भाई आप इससे स्टार्ट करोगे यू विल स्टार्ट अर्निंग. अब नेक्स्ट इज जब मैं अपने कोच के साथ अगली उस पे गई तो फिर देन इट वाज लाइक कि आप नेक्स्ट सेशन नेक्स्ट उसमें जाओगे देन यू आर पेइंग अगेन hefty amount देयर. देन नाउ कन्विंसिंग माय हस्बैंड कि मैंने पहले भी लोन पे किया था, मैं फिर से लोन लूं. And if I don't go with my coach and I look for somebody else in the market जो शायद थोड़ा कम चार्ज कर रहा हो या ऐसा कुछ हो, तो in that case also कोई कह रहा है कि आप एड्स करो, कोई कह रहा है वेबिनार करोगे आज, लेकिन वो सिर्फ बड़े कोचेस के लिए होता है क्योंकि आप लोगों की तो रीच ही नहीं है. आप वेबिनार में बैठोगे भी ना तो कोई आएगा नहीं. तो फॉर अ वुमन लाइक मी हु इज एंटायरली न्यू जस्ट फ्रॉम द किचन, उसको किसकी बात वो सुने. अब मुझे ये लगने लग गया है विद इन 1 मंथ कि मैंने ये जो पैसे लगाए कहीं मैंने उसे खराब तो नहीं कर दिए. मतलब आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू द ग्राउंड रियलिटी व्हाट अ वुमन फील्स व्हेन शी सम फर्स्ट टाइम शी इज डन समथिंग इन हर लाइफ. और आई एम सीइंग पीपल आर लाइक सब पीछे ही पड़ गए हैं. मेरा डीएम फुल है. ये कोई कर रहा है कि यहाँ पे 2.5 लाख दे दो तो आपको हम फनल क्रिएट करके देंगे, आपको हम पूरा पेज बना के देंगे. इतनी इतनी बातें हो रही हैं बट दिस इज समथिंग व्हिच आई एम फाइंडिंग इट सो हार्ड टू अब्सॉर्ब. और अगर मैं खुद अपना कोई इंस्टाग्राम पे कुछ एक दो रील मैंने जस्ट पोस्टेड स्टार्टेड पोस्टिंग बिकॉज मेरे को ज्यादातर रिलेशनशिप में जाना है. आई जस्ट स्टार्टेड पोस्टिंग और उसके अंदर भी ना मतलब ऐसे लग रहा है कि बस लोग सिर्फ सुन रहे हैं, हाँ अच्छा ठीक है, बट लेकिन कोई क्लाइंट कन्वर्ट होगा भी. मतलब आई एम गेटिंग वेरी स्ट्रेट कि मतलब फॉर वुमेन जिसने जस्ट बिगिन किया है उसके लिए वो किसको चूज करे. देर आर सो मेनी कोचेस और हर कोई 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 कह रहा है आप ये वाला फनल हम क्रिएट करके देंगे. अब मैंने जिसने पहले ऑलरेडी एक लोन पे स्टार्ट किया है, मैं किस पे जाके विश्वास करूं, मैं किसकी जाके बात सुनूं. मतलब मैं इस सिचुएशन में ना आई एम सो कॉट कि मुझे लग रहा है कि या तो मैंने पहले वाले पैसे खराब कर दिए हैं या मैं मतलब क्या करूं, मेरे को किस पे विश्वास करना चाहिए क्योंकि हर कोई इज डूइंग फॉर सम बिजनेस. And I understand quality will be provided only if I'm spending. I understand, but then हर एक की नई कहानी है. कोई कोई बात करता है, कोई कोई बात बोलता है. तो I am in such a confusing state कि मैं क्या करूं? Who to trust?
Yeah. Sherry, by the way, which city are you from?
I'm
Mumbai?
from Dehradun. Originally, I'm
Dehradun.
from
Oh,
Delhi, but
lovely
I've
city.
shifted here 8 years back.
Yeah, Dehradun, nice place. I was there recently. Really nice city. Anyways, I can feel your pain, Sherry. It is difficult, especially when you've taken a loan, you have invested it. So if money is a challenge, what list the things that you can do which is not going to cost you money. At least now you've learned a few things, correct?
Right.
In the last, you just now started doing some Instagram reels.
Right.
Now imagine there was no coaching world around there. There was no level 1, level 2, no codex. But you started a passion of life coach. You went and finished that. How would you have built your business outside of this? I mean, in your normal world, how would you have picked up clients?
To be honest, this life coaching only came to me through internet. मुझे to be honest मतलब because it was just like जैसे कहते हैं ना जो मैंने सुना है I'm getting straight कि भैया
So why you
जैसे
got
मैं
into
एक
life
house
coaching?
type.
Why you got into life coaching?
Why? Because I wanted to earn, I wanted to be independent, और मैं कुछ ऐसा ढूंढ रही थी जिसमें I can do something that is from work from my home. And obviously, I really love to talk and I really love to advise. And I have been into this, मतलब जैसे marriage है, it's been 20 years of my marriage. So I know कि ये वो area है जिसमें I can master in terms of how I have maintained a very lovable relationship with my husband. तो मुझे ऐसा लगा let me try this because I got married very early. I got married in 19 itself. So इसलिए वजह से I couldn't study, couldn't upscale myself in terms of education and earning and learning.
So now you need to fine tune that piece. You gave me 2, 3 good nuggets. One, if I look at you, you are very presentable. You have got some fantastic voice that what comes across as a keep your mics on, and so you have a passion. You also mentioned about you and your husband being married 20 years. There's a lot of people nowadays that needs that type of advice. So I would just focus on a niche market. I don't want to spend much. I would not spend much more money till you first you need to feel that you are helping others. I want you to think that you're no longer doing it for the money. What you burnt out, 2.5 lakhs gone. Okay. The moment you start changing the perspective and say, look, I want to go and help that woman who's having a relationship challenge. Kind of a marriage counselor sometimes can get complicated and expensive. I want to be the via media for them. There are a few things that I learned in my 20-year marriage that I can be able to help that woman. Yes, I'm a life coach, but I cannot be life coach on multiple fields. I need to narrow down my field. Okay. And since you're able to, so I want you to narrow that down, put those type of Instagram post. Okay, look, these are the 3 things, and you need to spend some time developing that content, which is not going to cost you any more money. Whatever you learned so far, let us try to implement a few. Once you get some more, then you start investing back in yourself. See, it is like this. Many people keep learning, getting confused.
Yeah.
The way to do it is you learn a little, implement a lot, learn, make mistakes. Then you go learn. That's when you learn more. You'll go to the next level of learning. You'll implement a different level and you'll make mistakes there. Then you'll learn. So I would not spend any, I'm not sure who the coach, whatever you're going next level. For me, I'm kind of independent. I'm not like, I do not know, I don't get involved in that. So I'm just telling you from a 30,000 foot view, you have some strengths. Write down those strengths. Imagine you didn't have a coaching industry at all. You have to get your name out. I talked about visibility. You have to somehow get your name out that you're a marriage coach. Maybe put posters in your society if you have society in or a apartment complex or a women's get together. I do not know. There may be other ways for you to get a group of women who just want to sit down, and sometimes it may be free sessions. Just being a support environment for women who are like we had the other client just now, or a person. She said she's newly married. She's just gotten into an environment. Why did I sway her to build relationship with her husband and family first? Because that is what's going to be there long term.
Right.
Businesses will come and go. Money will come and go. Money we can always earn back. But the relationship is most important of the initial seeds we sow, right? So
Right.
there'll be many women like that you can help out. So one advice is narrow down your niche. Speak about your niche on Instagram. No need to spend any much more money. Just you say, okay, till the next 3 months, I'm just going to implement.
Okay.
I'm going to shut my world against any more expenditure. I'm going to implement. I want to make the mistakes I need to make. I want to develop those 3 to 4 women who come on a weekly webinar with me.
Will anybody join me?
There will be, I'm saying, your God has put you in this earth because you're going to be helping somebody in your environment. The very fact that you're moving from your housewife role to this role, there'll be new opportunities coming. There will be people in your own community. Sherry, there'll be somebody in church or temple or somewhere else that you're going where they need to see your name out there, that you're available for them.
Right.
You go to church or something, there's some community out there, Sherry?
Yeah, I go to Gurdwara. I'm a Sikh.
Okay. Yes, whichever it is. You go to Gurudwara, you have to let them know, look, I'm here to help. I'm a counselor for married women.
Okay.
I want you to first narrow down your niche. I think you have strengths on one side. Narrow down your niche.
Okay.
then you ask them, let's get together. There will be people. The more you message out, you do a few sessions, just talk, get them together. That will build your confidence. Don't
Right.
overwhelm yourself. There will always be stuff to learn. This is a never-ending industry.
Right.
You'll always be spending. If you really want to, there are people who spend money and not implement. I want you to implement before you spend again. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right, good. Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you so much.
Take care. All right, Jalpa, and then we'll go to Shamta. Over to you.
Hi, good evening, Mac.
Hey, good evening.
First of
How are
all,
you?
thank you so much for the wonderful insights. I have joined Gargi since the time she's become a coach. So
Yeah,
I
she's
think I
amazing.
will be one of the pilot members. But
Uh,
honestly speaking, I have always been very skeptical about starting my journey or launching. There have been times where first I was struggling with my niche. Then came the time when I was struggling with what I want to put it across as a content. Then comes technology, which has frozen me completely. It's not that I'm camera shy or not confident about speaking. In fact, I do have a skill of impromptu speaking about my niche completely. But then when I sit to plan, like what do I want to speak, I just get I just get blank. So lately, I wrote a book on, like, I'm a teacher. I'm from Mumbai. I teach mathematics. Uh, from last 15 years, I've never been a good student, but math is a subject which is not a subject for me. It's a skill which has helped me, develop my skills and evolve myself, making me aware while every sum at a time. So, I feel that when I was a kid, I didn't have any help where I wanted to be a better individual who would have, grown and succeeded in my life. So being a teacher, when I feel that, if I could do something for the students around me, that would be something that would serve my purpose in life. But then when I want to start, I just get frozen. And it's not just once, it has been multiple times that I've started and I've stopped. I've started and I've stopped. So I don't know, there is something, and it's not that every time it's because of my fear or anything. Initially, it was fear and doubt and judgment and all those things. But there have been times where there are some family situation, some medical situation, something like I run my classes, so something out there, and the parents being little nasty these days, no matter how good you coach their kids, they don't want somebody who would teach them beyond academics. They are like, you just get marks, that's it. We don't want extra gyan from you. So that's very demotivating me and putting me in a shell and not letting me put across what I want to. So what I did, I just put it across in my book, but then it's not satisfying my soul. I want to put it there because I know nobody is going to pick up a book. People are going to watch Instagram. Everybody is scrolling through Instagram. Not everybody is going to pick up a book and read. So I don't know how do I go about it. I'm like very much stuck. So if you can just, I
so
technically didn't have a question, but I just felt that you connect great.
if
So
I summarize your challenge, is that it's a challenge of consistency, that you start doing something and there is a level of distraction or demotivation and you stop.
yeah, yes.
Yeah. So when you did something, were you seeing some level of success though? When I say success, not measured in terms of money, but in terms of you impacting some other student
Yeah.
in math.
Yes.
Yeah. So how many students have you impacted? Like, is it 5, 10, 15, 20, so whatever in the classes when you start, stop, start, stop, start. So how many people would have really you felt, okay, you
Like,
feel in your heart you did a good job?
I don't remember not even one student being demotivated with me. Like, I was working in school and I was a coordinator. So I was
Yeah.
helping like 250 students in a year. So from last 15 years, I have been tutoring, teaching them. I am running my coaching classes from last just 2 years, which has demotivated me to a very great extent because in coaching classes,
Okay. Let's Jalpa. In these
yeah,
2 years, I'm not talking about your main job. I'm talking about the 2 years when you were a coach. Now,
I have
recently,
not started. I've not launched myself as a coach.
you're not okay. So, what is it that you're starting and stopping? Is it a tuition class that you're starting and stopping, or what is it that you're starting and stopping?
I have not, like, start my planning on paper. So, for example, when I joined Gargi, we were supposed to select our niche. So after that was done, I call myself as a math mindset coach. So I would like to work on a mindset of teachers and students and even parents, where I would want to inculcate math skills to understand personal development and how to grow in life.
You have
So
you have a good niche there. I don't see
yeah,
many people teaching math or getting that, and you have seem to have a passion for math. So the
yeah,
starting and stopping is the where you're trying to work on your coaching business and your particular businesses start
yeah,
stop more because there's always something distracting you, right?
yeah.
So how do we help you with that? One of the things that so it's basically a consistency. Okay.
Mm,
So I can only go back to the years when there was COVID, and sometimes I thank the time we had COVID because it really brought us all down to ground zero and gave
true.
us time in our own homes. So I started this journey of doing 10,000 steps a day. Okay, it didn't happen naturally. I was just walking. Then like even today, I think I am at gosh, I don't know how many steps I finished today, but let's say 8,500 steps, like today, right? So I just went and finished the balance 1,500, got my first 10,000 step a day. Then I challenged myself. Okay, if I can do it for one day, can I do it for one more day? I was just playing with myself. That's it. Can I do it for one more day? Like that, 3 days I did in a row. Oh, fantastic. Can I do it for a week? It happened. Can I do it for? So the first thing for you, like when I say just to try to for you to be consistent. Play. I am not setting a goal. Eventually, do you know how many days I did that 10,000 steps? It was for more than 2 years, 2.5 years. I did 10,000 steps a day, rain or shine or whatever. And I didn't say I'm going to do it for 2 years. I only did it for one more day. That's it. My goal was I'm just going to do 10,000. I'm just going to set my goal for tomorrow to do 10,000. Or when I get up in the morning, let me try to do 10,000 steps today. That's it. I never like that, just playing with myself over 2.5 years till I started traveling again. I stopped. But I would suggest from that experience is for you to get consistent, play a little bit, or I really say play and not work. I want you to play on your project, whatever that project is, right? Of building your community or building your coaching classes, that you do one activity more the next day. Is that something that you can do?
Yeah, I do that in a physical space, but I want to grow on an online space because physically I can reach only the handful of people around me, which I'm
I'm
doing
not talking,
wonderfully.
yeah, it is the online space I'm talking about. You need to
Yeah.
do one more, you need to get consistent on doing one activity that's on the online that's going to take you back into the online space.
Okay. So I fear little technology. I feel I'm little handicapped there. So I feel I'm not perfect when it will come to, recording a video or putting up something.
The beauty is, Jalpa, you are surrounded by kids. Your connections are amazing among other parents.
Yeah.
You don't need to be the master at everything. You're a master at math.
Yeah.
Got it? So among the kids' parents, you need to find out who's good at that, or one of your kids, teenager kids, maybe good at Instagram videos or something else. Ask them to help you. It may not be perfect, but ask for help.
Okay.
Most of the times we get stuck like we're trying to solve everything ourselves. Find out
I
who.
fear asking help. I fear asking help. I don't
No,
know.
Jalpa, you need to. You need to build the relationships to ask. You can even put a note saying, "Hey guys, I'm looking in your community where your students. Hey, I need a. Is there any student out here who is good at your Instagram video? I'm not shy of. I was stupid at making these Instagram videos. Sonia showed me the other day also from FBR. I'm calling and saying, look, is this video okay? Then she said, no, lift the. Even before this call, she made me adjust the light over here. So asking for help because you're a go-getter personality, go-getters are always want to do it yourself attitude. You don't want to ask that help. You're a go-getter. You
Yeah.
want to accomplish yourself. That's it. I know how to do it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Problem is you need to understand that God has blessed us with certain facets in our life that we are strong at, and there are 100 many aspects we're not strong at. It's okay to ask a kid to help you. It's okay. or unless
Right.
you have family members, maybe a nephew or a niece, that I have gone and reached out. And even now, I reached out the other day to Sid's or to his brother Swaroop. There's no egos here. You
Yeah.
just, the thing is, you have to look at the bigger picture. You want to help many more people online.
Yeah. So basically, I wrote my book on the basis of help with my students, getting their pain points, observing where they are struggling. So definitely,
There are two
that
two
helped me.
lessons from here. One is be consistent.
Yeah.
Every day do something that will take you to the next day for your online business. Second
Right.
thing, identify your weak areas. I always hire my weak areas. I know what I'm strong at. I hire or I partner with my weaknesses.
Okay.
Okay, like Joanne is super in all the like detail oriented. I'm not so good in the detail part. I just tell her, so she's very good at like booking the hotel, arranging the event, making sure the banking is reconciled and all that. So that is her strength. That's not my strength. Okay,
True.
but you find people, identify your strengths and then hire or partner with your weaknesses.
Sure.
Okay, all right. I think we are
Thank
almost.
you.
I'm
Thank you
not
so
sure
much.
on the line. Yeah, thank you. I'm not able to see the other screen. Who's next? I think is it Shamta or who is it? Oh,
Yes,
is that?
Shamta.
Yes, sir. Hello,
Yeah, yeah.
sir. Good evening, sir. Thank you so much and huge gratitude for this
Hey,
wonderful
thank you.
session. Yes,
Where are you
sir.
from, Shamta? Where are you from?
So I'm from Mumbai.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Wow, 9:30 almost. Okay.
Yes. So, sir, I'm a manifestation and a energy coach. I call myself that, but I don't manifest, and I believe in energy work, what you said, and in surrender. So, I would like to know any two tips which you can share with us. What you do for energy work, your inner
Energy
work.
work.
Yes, like you said, you surrender and you allow the universe to do. So, I want to know more about it.
So one of the things like here, I know that my every morning we look at the ocean. Meena does the meditation part. Okay, but
Okay.
for me, I do like walking. Walking is my meditation, grounding and walking. So I do take some time off for walking or listening to music. There are a few basic things that we like to do. For some people, is reading, sitting
Right.
down and reading. Right. So there we have to connect to something. Uh, whether it is your higher self or whether it is the universe or whether it is God or there is some source of energy out there. See, okay, let me say something. We are all, you're a battery pack, okay? Shamta, you're a battery pack. You're energizing other people, you're healing other people. Somewhere you have to go plug in yourself to the wall to get energized yourself. Most healers and most coaches, they are giving, and they're not recharging their batteries. That is a big problem. So you need to understand when to recharge your battery, when you are down. So I'm not sure for you, what do you like music? Do you like
So I
what,
meditate. So I've done my Vipassana. So I do that Vipassana
lovely.
meditation.
Do it in the morning,
Yeah.
you do it, Vipassana?
No, I do it in the evening, sir.
Nice.
And
Okay.
morning I do the healing part. So clearing the energy meditation I do.
You're already there. Vipassana, if you're doing that's fantastic because I
Yes.
did my Vipassana class in Bangalore.
Oh, lovely.
When I did my transition out of BNI,
Right.
that was my detox. I mean, that was an amazing experience.
Yes. Absolutely.
10
So
days, you're almost on boot camp,
yes, yes,
and
absolutely.
yeah, so because that helps you introspect completely. Vipassana is one of the
Yes.
most powerful forms of meditation because you're not listening to a guided meditation or anything. You're totally within yourself, correct? So I
Yes.
think you already have that. You're already recharging yourself. That's one of the most powerful ones. So where is your challenge then? I don't understand where the challenge.
So, sir, my challenge is that, I call myself manifestation coach, but now, of lately, from past 1 year, I don't manifest, and I have to larger extent, I surrender, and things are just happening on their own. So
Yeah.
now, if I change my niche, so how would I then show up? Then I think I should remove the tag of manifestation and become a surrender coach or a.
So does manifestation and energy go together, or can I separate them both? That is the question. Yeah.
See, your work on Vipassana is more deeper than just running after something and grabbing or accomplishing.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
two
Yes.
different fields almost altogether.
Correct. Yes.
Manifestation, you're after something. Here, it is more introspection
Yes. And
and
surrender.
surrender. So you don't want to call it a surrender coach because it has got a different connotation to it.
Yes. Absolutely.
So you want to call it more like inner
Energy
peace,
coach.
or something like that.
Inner peace coach.
Inner
Yes.
peace
Yes. Peace
or
is my value, sir. Yes.
yeah,
Peace is
yeah.
my
So
topmost value.
people are very stressed out
Correct.
in the world, okay? And you will
Right.
be able to get a level of balance, inner peace.
Correct.
So don't call it surrender. Call it something that their professional will relate to.
Correct.
Okay,
Okay.
You're stressed out on a weekly basis at work. Why don't you
Right.
spend 2 hours with me or 1 hour with me, rebalancing yourself?
Oh, yes. Lovely.
Take an hour to rebalance your energies. Come for
Right.
this webinar. Okay, so call it that way. Don't run after manifestation. Your aura is full of peace, and
Yes.
you will be able to give peace to others.
Thank you so much,
Right.
sir. Thank you. This means a lot to me. Thank you.
Welcome. Wish you all the best.
Gratitude.
To meet you in Bombay soon. Take care.
Yes, sure, definitely, sir. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Okay. Fine. Last but not least, Giri. It's almost midnight here. Let me finish up with Giri.
Thank you, Srinivasan sir. I am from Kanchipuram.
எப்படி இருக்கீங்க? நல்லா இருக்கீங்களா?
Fine, sir. Fine, sir. I hope you can remember last 1 or 2 years, your family or yourself came to Kanchipuram when we are in BNI meeting.
Okay.
I hope
I must have come.
met you.
I travel a lot. I'm sure I would have come once to Kanchipuram. Tell me how I can help you, Giri.
Yeah. Actually, I am the environment guy. Actually, I am into water treatment. People call me as water doctor. So right now in 2019, I finished my corporate trainer in IITD in Chennai. And then NLP, I did so many programs. But one thing is, right now I have to concentrate in my business and also my passion in training. Really challenging. It's very challenging to travel in same time in the business and training. What is my aim is to safeguard the environment with the 5 elements as a habit. Every house should have rainwater harvesting, renewable energy panel, bioseptic tank, a roof garden, and green building concept has to be done each and every house. Because now we are crossing 50 degrees centigrade. I should cool down this earth. And another one is this holistic wellness, which can, when we have to sleep, eat, and drink. This holistic wellness. So right now, my coaching is from environment and holistic wellness coach. Right now, I have decided, but last 2 days is very challenge for me attending the Rotary Club conference and also this meeting. And Gargi's meeting really it's me eye opener for me to get into the webinar as a webinar to teach the people how to safeguard the environment. And if you can help me how to focus on the business, also my passion and my profession, because of passion give income very late, but the profession will give immediate payment also. So like that, I am suffering like anything to maintain my business and my training.
Giri, how come you're not putting your camera on? Are you in an environment where I cannot see you?
So right now I am in Chennai. I came to one 5 AM club gathering our people. So that's why they are went into the hotel. I am standing outside.
Okay, good. No, sometimes I relate more when I can see the person I'm talking to. So
Yes, sir.
I'm able to infer a lot more when I'm able to see you before I. So let me summarize your question. You're having the challenge of you have to go and work somewhere so that you're able to get your income, and you're trying to develop this new a world of yours or a parallel world of yours of coaching or teaching and learning how to do that, right? And and even that coaching and teaching will be related to water related and environment related. Is that true? Giri, if you cannot hear me, you can turn off your camera and put the phone. அணைச்சிருங்க வீடியோ அணைச்சிட்டு காதில் வச்சுக்கோங்க ஃபோனை. இப்போ ஜோரா இருக்கீங்க பார்க்கறதுக்கு. You look good now. I can see your face fully. Can you hear me, Giri?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
All right. So this is what I want. Like I answered most of everybody else's question. You have to allocate time for your passion. Passion is not going to put money in your pocket tomorrow or day after. Okay. So your normal day job is your day job. You will have to travel. You will have to do what you need to do for your day job. But on the weekends or one of the days of the week, you have to allocate for your passion, because now it's a balance. This is bringing you money. This is not bringing you money. Passion is not bringing you money yet, but it will bring you money over a period of time. So your profession right now, being into the environmental work that you're doing and the water treatment, you want to identify what you can teach me. What can Giri teach somebody else about that online? Okay, these are the 5 steps for clean water. These are the 5 things you can do for rainwater harvesting. These are the 10 things you can do for whatever environment recycling. So structure those on weekends. You have to allocate time for it on a weekend. வீக்கெண்ட்லலாம் நீங்கள் டைம் ஒதுக்கி வைக்கணும். கிரி கேட்குறதா? நான் ஒரு 10 நீங்கள் டைம் ஒதுக்கி வைக்கலனாக்கா இது இந்த இந்த ஆகவே ஆகாது. பேஷன் ஆகவே ஆகாது. நீங்கள் ஓடிண்டே இருப்பீங்க. புரிஞ்சுதா? நீங்கள் யூ ஹாவ் டு சே ஒரு 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 வாரத்தில் 5 மணி நேரம் நான் இதுக்குன்னு ஒதுக்கி வைக்கிறேன். அந்த 5 மணி நேரத்தில் நான் இந்த கோர்ஸ் இதெல்லாம் பண்ண போகிறேன். நீங்கள் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒரு வாட்டர் ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் எடுத்துன்னு இதுதான் வாட்டர் பியூரிஃபிகேஷனுக்கு இதுதான் கிளாஸ். தென் யூ கேன் ஸ்டார்ட் ஒன்ஸ் யூ ஹாவ் யுவர் கான்டென்ட் ரெடி. யூ கேன் தென் ரன் வெபினார்ஸ் ஃப்ரம் நெக்ஸ்ட் மந்த். Free webinar also about water health, about environmental health. You will start learning how to play the game online. நீங்கள் ஆன்லைனில் பாப்புலர் ஆக ஆக உங்களோட மெயின் பிஸ்னஸும் நல்லா இன்னும் ஜாஸ்தி ஆகும். நீங்கள் நல்லா பாப்புலர் ஆகிடுவீங்க. புரிஞ்சுதா? அப்படி தான் பண்ணணும். ஸ்மார்ட்டாக இருங்க. எல்லாம் நல்லபடி ஆகும் உங்களுக்கு. ஓகேயா? வெரி குட். ஆல் ரைட். தேங்க்யூப்பா.
Thank you. I will connect you later. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Pa. All right. So we are back home now. It's 12 o'clock here. Midnight. It's the next day for me. I think I'll wrap up.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay.
Who are the people that survived? Oh gosh, I know it's been a long call. Very few. Thank you, Joanne. I know it's already midnight for you. Thanks for. I told you it's a 2-hour, but it's been more than that. Sorry about that.
But this was just not a session. It was really a heart-to-heart conversation with everybody.
Marathon, huh?
Yes.
It's an FDR of Gargi or Soniya.
Yes, and me and Gargi was just talking about you. Okay, sir, have that energy, We need to ask him what multivitamins he have.
No, I loved interacting with people. This is what energizes me.
Yes. And everybody was like, you were giving the actual replies to people who are looking for that. And that was really, I knew this thing will happen because the moment I met you in FBR, you are the person who connect to everybody like that only. So that is why I just wanted everybody to have that experience. Like sometimes, we think, we judge in our own selves that if some person is on a very high level, he must be very egoistic, or how can we talk to him? But after meeting you, my personal judgments crashed down. I never saw a person so humble like you. Agree with me, QLA? Agree? Shamta ma'am,
Like you're so humble. You are talking with everyone and taking time to answer everyone's questions.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, guys. This is something that really energized me today. I really, really appreciate that, because we are all helping each other. I learn a lot from this community. and it's so nice to see each one's problem is slightly different. And if we are able to make one small difference in their life, that will give them some more hope, and the hope will give them some action tomorrow. All right. So do give me later on I know there's been many people on this chat bar that's sending positive feedback. If you're able to capture some of it, Sonia or Gargi, and send it over to me, I'll appreciate it. And with that, we'll wrap up today's call. And really, thank you so much. My gratitude to
Thanks to
both
you,
of you
sir.
for allowing me to come and be part of your space. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so
Take care.
much, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Bye. See you, everyone.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes. So we are 35 now in the room. हमारी एनर्जी सबसे ज्यादा है. क्षमता मैम, आई कैन सी यू लॉफिंग. है ना? 6 बजे हमने स्टार्ट किया और अभी इट इज ऑलमोस्ट 9:35. तो हमारे में एनर्जी है. हमने मल्टीविटामिन भी नहीं खाया था. बट कैसा लगा आपको मैक्स सर के साथ सेशन? अभी अनम्यूट कर दो गार्गी.
Yes.
Amazing. It was
Really amazing. Like bulb on moment.
Wonderful
For each
experience.
and everyone.
we would really love to have him
You know,
again.
real gratitude goes to Sonia ma'am and Gargi, for
Yes,
inviting
exactly.
such wonderful
More
guests.
power to
Really.
you. Love you.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Gargi
thank you,
and
Gargi.
Sonia.
Thank
Really
you.
grateful to you, both
शुक्रिया,
of you.
शुक्रिया.
Thank you so
I
much,
watched
everyone.
Gargi's story, and then I saw Sonia posting Gargi's story on her story, and I'm like, no, I have to be there.
Yes. Because हम लोग इतने excited थे. It just came out of the blue, अब मैं बस अक्सर के साथ conversation में थी about the community build up and everything, and then suddenly गार्गी की बात start होगी. Then I invited him in the community, और वो एकदम से उन्होंने yes कर दिया. मतलब कई बार होता है ना कि ओके सोनिया, गिव मी अ डेज टाइम और टू, आई लेट यू नो और समथिंग. मैं स्केड्यूल चेक करता हूँ अपना, जबकि इनका इतना टाइट. ही वाज इन सिंगापुर, बट सडनली वो मुझे बोल रहे हैं कि तुम गार्गी को इतना प्यार करती हो ना, आई जस्ट वांट टू सी दैट गर्ल whom you love. I said okay sir, come then.
When
तो
you both of you
And a
post
half
that
hours of his
posture and
precious time he
everything,
gave.
and we are also having that kind of excitement, and I can't like even control on myself the 2 hours, 3 hours, then half an hour, less than 15 minutes. Before half an hour, I set it down in my office and I'll just wait for 6.
पर मजा आ गया है ना.
Yeah,
मेरे को
it's
भी
really
ऐसा लगता था बिकॉज ही इज एन सच में ही इज लेजेंडरी पर्सन यार. 77 कंट्रीज के हेड है, BNI हेड. एंड तो क्या ही टाइम मिलता होगा. हम लोग थोड़े से कोचिंग करनी
But
पड़ती है.
there was
हालत
so
खराब हो
much
जाती है.
to learn from him, when he was addressing other people in our community. I was observing him, his gestures, his aura, and the way he was, showed care, like the amount of care that he showed for each and every individual.
Yes, each
And एक बिना बीच में कुछ भी बोले, that listening part. कैसे वो चुपचाप सुनते रहे,
एंड वो बहुत कॉन्शियसली
हाँ
सुन रहे थे. और फिर जैसे हम पूरी कहानी बता रहे हैं तो वो उसको समराइज करके फिर
हाँ
उसका आंसर दे रहे हैं.
There is
That
so
means
much
conscious
first hand experience मिला हमको, first hand experience, Gargi, all because of you. Thank you Sonia ma'am, you also really you
by
both are छोटा पैकेट बड़ा धमाका दोनों.
नहीं, मैं बड़ा पैकेट हूँ. मैं बड़ा पैकेट हूँ, मैं बड़ी हूँ.
No, but
You
really.
know, the
So,
best part of the session, whenever he was talking to anyone, so usually what we do in webinars, we keep looking at the screen here and there. He
yeah,
had stayed in the
eye
eyes.
contact.
We
So
can't
it was
distract.
like
Even he's
like
talking
that we are sitting right in front of him in person. It is not an online session; it is an offline session, and we are facing.
Right.
It was so very clear.
और वो एड्रेस कर रहे थे, जिससे बात कर रहे थे उसका नाम लेके उसको एड्रेस कर रहे थे.
हाँ
एंड ऐसा फील हो रहा था कि लाइक वी नो हिम फ्रॉम क्वाइट अ लॉन्ग टाइम.
या उन्होंने मुझे बोला ना मेरा औरा के लिए, तो आई माय गॉड, आई वाज तो सो एकदम हम्बल रियली, लाइक
and even
आप ना सब मैक्स सर का जो व्हाट्सएप का ग्रुप दे दिया गार्गी.
नहीं, शेयर अगेन. नो, आई हैव नॉट
वो
जॉइन. आई हैव
ज्वाइन कर
नॉट
लेना.
जॉइन.
इनकी जो बुक है ना, ब्लूप्रिंट बिजनेस ग्रोथ, बहुत ही पावरफुल है, बहुत ही, और
अच्छा.
सिंपल टू अंडरस्टैंड है.
ओके.
The
तो
question,
जो
is it this Mac who conducts this GBI?
क्या?
No, 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 no. That Mac is different. This one is different.
Okay, okay, okay.
ये वाले मैक श्रीनिवासन, ही इज
तो
द BNI हेड.
Yes,
अच्छा.
yes, yes. Siddharth were introduced
इन्होंने
yesterday. Yeah.
BNI चैप्टर्स इंट्रोड्यूस किए हैं बहुत सारे कंट्रीज में, और इंडिया में तो बहुत ज्यादा. तो वहां पर क्या होता है ना कि रेफरल से कई बार बिजनेस को फंडिंग मिल जाती है,
Hmm.
और फिर आपको प्रमोशंस भी मिलते हैं और लोगों की सपोर्ट भी मिलती है. इफ यू हैव दैट बिजनेस आइडिया, इफ यू नो हाउ टू एग्जीक्यूट इट, इन व्हाट टाइम लिमिट यू विल एग्जीक्यूट इट, तो फिर वहां से कई बार लोगों की ना फंडिंग मिल जाती है. और फंडिंग मिलने से जिस बंदे के अंदर वो विजन है, वो फ्यूचर को लेके या बिजनेस को लेके, वो कमाल कर लेते हैं वहां से. तो
करेक्ट.
नहीं, बहुत अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म है. मैं
Manipavitra from
BNI के साथ
Hyderabad is also
2000
an active member in BNI.
I
Manipavitra.
am with BNI from 2016 and I have
Oh,
met
wow.
Max sir in Delhi. रेडिसन में मीटिंग जो होती थी इनकी, ओबराइज और रेडिसन में, तो मैंने वहां पर उनको मिली हूँ, और मैंने वहां पर एज अ बिगिनर लेक्चर भी दिया था स्टेज के ऊपर कि व्हाट इज माय विजन. आई एम नॉट हियर टू यू नो टू गिव प्रपोजल फॉर द फंड्स, बट आई एम जस्ट हियर टू एक्सपीरियंस इट कि कैसे प्रपोजल्स दिए जाते होंगे फ्यूचर में. तो आई मेट मैक्स सर बैक इन 2018, और फिर एकदम से वहां मिले FBR में. आई वॉज एबल टू रीगेन दैट मेमोरी, बट मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा था कि क्या हुआ. फिर एकदम से कनेक्शन हुआ, एंड देन एवरीथिंग हैपेंड.
Thank
एंड
you,
देन
Sonia,
आई
for
गेस टू
bringing him
मंथ्स
here.
हमारी कम्युनिटी में भी सर आ गए. और उनकी वाइफ भी बहुत खुश थी. उनकी मुझसे बात हुई थी, सोनिया, आई वुड लव टू सी द ऑरा ऑफ सच काइंड ऑफ कम्युनिटीज. BNI का तो देखा है. एंड शी वाज पर्सनली मैसेजिंग मी, सोनिया, आई रियली लव्ड इट, द वे यू ऑल आर हियर एंड एवरीथिंग. तो बहुत अच्छा लगा. आपको भी अच्छा लगा ना?
बहुत.
अच्छा.
Yes, lovely.
When he's talked with
So
another
grateful
person,
I
still
came
we
for
are
this
not
call
district.
today. Very
The
nice.
way he's talking with another person, but still we are not district. Like even 1 second we are not district with any, like if he's talking about talking with that Samita ma'am or anyone, we are not district with that point, because every point, every moment is like that. Okay, okay, related with us.
हाँ.
यस.
एंड जो आंसर उनको नहीं पता था, उन्होंने बोला कि व्हाट कैन आई शेयर इन दिस, लाइक लेट लीव इट टू द यूनिवर्स. तो वो
Yes.
बोलना बहुत बड़ी बात है, इतने बड़े कोच को एडमिट करना कि भाई इसमें कुछ बोल नहीं सकते. सो दैट आल्सो आई लर्नड, you
Yeah,
don't
surrender.
have all the answers every time. So
वो
even
सबको
पूजा
बोल
मैम
रहे थे कि
वही.
तुम करोड़पति बनोगे, लीव इट टू यूनिवर्स. देन
हाँ,
एक्चुअली में अल्टीमेट ट्रुथ भी तो यही है, लीव इट
हाँ.
टू.
वही है.
हम लोग तो खुद को ही पागल करते हैं सोच सोच के.
एंड अभी उनके वर्ड्स तो गोल्डन वर्ड्स हो गए मेरे लिए कि अभी छोड़ो मैनिफेस्टेशन करना. अभी किसी चीज के पीछे क्यों भागना, जस्ट सरेंडर. एंड फ्रॉम
Yes.
लास्ट 1 year आई एम डूइंग दैट. तो मुझे इतना कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हो रहा था मन में कि यार मुझे गार्गी को बताने को भी शर्म आ रही थी कि यार अभी मैं चेंज करूं क्या, कितना.
यार पहली बात ना, कभी डरना नहीं. बिजनेस किसी को बोलते हैं कि आज एक नीश समझ में आ रही है, बहुत अच्छी लग रही है, प्रोडक्ट
हाँ,
बन रहा है, और एकदम से समझ में नहीं आती है, हटा दो.
ट्रू.
नहीं समझ में आ रही है तो अगली आने दो, बिकॉज दैट इज कॉल्ड मेस. और वो
या
मेस के अंदर से ही चीजें निकलती है.
ट्रू, बिकॉज आई इवॉल्व ना. लाइक मैं जब बिगिनर थी तो मैनिफेस्ट विपसना में गई तो एकदम पीस आ गया कि यार कुछ नहीं चाहिए भाई, खुद पे काम करो और सरेंडर कर दो. तो
Yes.
इतना कॉन्फ्लिक्ट था मन में कि मैं खुद को क्या बोलूं. तो फाइनली अभी आज मेरा आंसर क्लियर हुआ. आई एम सो ग्रेटफुल टू यू गार्गी एंड सोनिया मैम. आई कांट टेल यू, मुझे शांति मिल गई लिटरली. थैंक यू.
शेरी है अभी यहाँ पर? शेरी,
नहीं है.
शेरी डार्लिंग वो नहीं है.
No.
अरे उसने लाइफ कोचिंग का कोर्स कर लिया, बहुत अच्छा किया. अब ये तो होना ही था. जब हम लोगों ने कोर्सेज किए हैं तो लोग अप्रोच करते हैं ना, क्योंकि उनको पता है कि हम फंसे हुए हैं, अब हम आगे कैसे बढ़ेंगे. तो सबसे बड़ी ये चीज ये होती है कि अगर आपने कोर्स कर लिया है ना, तो बिल्कुल किसी भी कोच से बात ही मत करो. वाई? बिकॉज आपको क्लैरिटी आने में थोड़ा टाइम लगता है,
हाँ
अपने ही कोर्स की क्लैरिटी आने में थोड़ा टाइम लगता है, और जब वो क्लैरिटी नहीं आ रही है ना, उस टाइम पे पोस्ट करो, जो मन में आया पोस्ट कर दो,
हाँ
राइट। और फिर क्या होता है कि वो जो आप पोस्टिंग करते हो ना, आफ्टर 3 मंथ्स और 4 मंथ्स वही आपका फनल है,
यस
और जैसे ही आपको क्लैरिटी आएगी आप सेल मार दोगे।
आफ्टर 1 year I get clarity.
मेरे
I'm
को
posting
ऐसा लगा
anything.
कि
I'm posting anything. That Ho'oponopono going on, Reiki going on, law of attraction going on. Right now, after 1 year, I'm getting clarity.
See, yesterday also somebody was asking me कि मैं होपोनोपोनो करूं कि मैं लाइफ कोचिंग करूं। तो मेरा आंसर वेरी क्लियर है कि आपको किस निश में कमाना है और कौन से निश करने में मजा आता है, वो बिकती है। वो होपोनोपोनो हो, वो लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन हो, वो लाइफ कोचिंग हो, वो वास्तु हो, वो एस्ट्रोलॉजी हो, वो न्यूमेरोलॉजी हो, कुछ भी हो,
बट
अगर
सोनिया
आपको
मैम
इंटरेस्ट है।
सोनिया मैम ये मैटर नहीं करता है कि मैं क्या करूँ, एक्चुअली जब क्लाइंट सामने आता है ना, तो हम डॉक्टर होते हैं कि हमको जो प्रिस्क्रिप्शन ठीक लगता है इंडिविजुअली वो हम देते हैं, फिर हम चाहे
आपकी
ये दे या वो दे।
आप बिकते हो, आपकी एनर्जी बिकती है,
या
कोर्सेज
Yes,
कभी नहीं
exactly.
बिकते।
And the
एब्सोल्यूट
Srinivasan sir said something that going to be bulb on the more is like that. Take pen and paper and go ahead. That's it.
यस यस।
हाँ
Just take
और
pen and
कमोलिका मैडम, तू तो हनीमून पे चले जा।
paper. Yeah.